All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? All right, so I want to talk about another topic. I keep getting interruptions and stuff like that. There's a bunch of people that you already know who I am, right? It's a bunch of people that's trying to set a stage and get people's feelings and emotions. It's not really the feelings and emotions thing. It's just you're setting the stage. Everybody's into it. Everybody becomes an actor, start acting on fake ass emotions, and try to pattern this thing the way they want to make you move the way they want to make you move because they feel some kind of way about what you're doing. People trying to live for you, but if people can't live for you and make the decisions in your life for you, they start trying to react and get emotion. They try to move you the way that, get forceful and stuff like that. And the only way they can do it is to set stages and shit like that. So it'd be a collective agreement and shit when everybody already know about you. It's not that it's something new or everybody acting brand new. It's the simple fact that you can't properly say everybody know me because you're not on TV. But everybody know you because they always on you and shit like that. Always triggered, always on cue with you and shit like that. Always wanting to make sure secretly that, you know, I'm on you, but without actually saying they on you and shit. It's like you're trying to scare the person and shit, or you're trying to instill something in their heart to let them know like I'm always gonna be on you, even though you can't tell nobody I'm on you. Like I don't know whatever the fuck y'all be doing or whatever y'all going through and shit. Y'all emotions and feelings and shit. Always be on people, but then act like you don't know them and shit. You know them, but you act like like Jesus followers. Let's say call it Jesus followers or followers of the Savior. As he'll say, "Depart from me, I never knew you." You who work wickedness or you who work iniquity. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that claim that they did wonderful things and fantastic things in his name and in his character, but he never met him before. They just acted like they knew him and got benefited from knowing him. But when the time comes at the end of the life, when judgment day comes, they'll like, oh, I did this for you and that for you and this and that. But it's gonna be like, I don't even know who you are. I never seen you before, never chopped it up with you, you never sat down, ate with me. Nothing. We never I don't know who you are. So it's gonna be that. I'm famous to you, but I don't know you. And people are gonna get shut down because you can't sit there, act like you know somebody, and talk all about somebody like you really be with them every day, but they don't know who you are. That's an evil thing to do to someone. That's one-sided. That's another. That's that. But I want to get in. I want to get into the part. Buttermilk pancakes is what I'm calling this. Buttermilk pancakes, and it's about physical attraction. Something that I really don't talk about because it's not my issue. It's not my issue. I only got one little small preference. It's just a preference. It's not a make or break. It's just a preference. Why? Because I have insecurities, a little bit of insecurities about my dick size or whatever, because both my ex-wives said my dick was too small. So I have a small little insecurity because they shot me with that shit. They shot me twice, actually 3 times. I got shot 3 times by my ex-wives. Once by my first and then twice by my second. They shot me down with saying my dick was too small for them. And I'm thinking, like, how big is my dick supposed to be? And then you thinking that, women be taking size 10 dicks and 12 dicks. You thinking that your dick got to be big as shit, in order to please your wife in the bed. And you're not lacking in the love department. You love your wife. You go out and provide and protect and all of this stuff. So you're thinking all kinds of things as to what's making your wife say the most disrespectful shit to you or whatever, because a man's dick is the way that he pleases women. And so that's like the number one thing for a man. Women don't feel that shit because you don't got a dick, but it is the number one thing for a man. Like we don't know what the thing is for y'all, like breasts and titties. I mean breasts and cheeks or whatever. We don't know what it is for y'all. That's your trigger, your number one get shot the fuck down instantly thing, and that's I'm a murderer. I don't know what y'all thing is, but a man's thing is the dick or whatever. The dick size. It's an instant divorce, an instant walk away. You're not thinking that it is. It is. All right. But I want to talk not just that. I'm going to go into deeper things about this. But I just wanted to let you know, I don't give a fuck about physical attraction or physical appearance. It's a benefit. It's a benefit. You come and talk to a woman. Now, I'm speaking for myself. Not every man in the fucking planet. No, I'm speaking for only myself. So now you got to go to every other individual man to see what they think about this same question or this same fucking energy question. Y'all keep throwing energy at me and shit and not actually asking me questions. And then y'all want to be putting my life on the line for energy questions and shit or energy that you fucking feeling. But you'll never fucking be brave enough to come talk to me face to face and be like, hey man, I got a question about this. If I ignore the shit out you and don't ever say any fucking thing, you can't feel no kind of fucking way. You just can be fucking mad. I'm like, well, what the fuck is you mad about? I mean, and then women want you to be fucking mental and all in their head all the fucking time. How the fuck we gonna go to work and be mental and shit? I gotta do construction work or I gotta do some fucking man work like building and shit like that. I can't be fucking mental all in my head and doing work at the same time. I gotta focus and be organized on what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So men don't always be in their fucking heads all the time. That's gay men shit all the, doing that all the time. All in their head, mental and shit, doing shit that y'all do. So you think that shit normal. No, men work and build. Or else the country wouldn't have got built the way it's built. Men always in their head, mentally and shit, metaphysical all the fucking time. So now that I got a space and moment to do this metaphysical shit, being homeless and shit, I can focus on thinking and shit. I can answer your fucking questions and concerns and bring revelations and shit like that to you. In order for a man to do holy work, he got to stop regular working. That's why the Savior left his carpentry work to do holy work, because you got to focus on metaphysical things. You got to focus on heaven. So you can't do both, because then you're going to be focused on just working so much to the point where you're not going to be occupied with teaching or getting spiritual advice and things like heavenly advice and stuff from people. That's why you always see it in the scriptures. Holy men always are told by the Most High to wait for something, like wait a certain amount of days or whatever the case until he bring an answer to them or something like that. That's what you see. Now, there are certain people like Mazali and Mr. Joseph, Mrs. Mazali and Mr. Joseph, and their children that they have, the Mazali family. And then you have I forgot his name, Brooklyn Meets Tokyo. That's their YouTube page, Brooklyn Meets Tokyo. And then you have Slice and Rice, Sanatoku, and Glory. And people, but you're not realizing that these people are married. These people are married together. They have families together. What y'all doing is like supposedly snap back and fighting and getting envious and jealous over people that got married, which shows your disrespect for marriage. Marriage is like, when you see marriage, it's like a feel-good hurt. It's like a pain in your muscle or something. You've been lifting weights and stuff. Yeah, it's sore in your muscle. But after a few days, it start to itch inside. It real deep inside, it start to itch a little bit. So when you massage it or someone massage it, it has a bit of pain, and as well as that relief of that itchy relief feeling or whatever. So it feels good and it hurt at the same time. So I call it a feel good. So that's what marriage is. When you see people married, just in general, when you see people married, it's a feel good hurt. It feels good, but it hurts like a sore muscle that you're massaging. You love to see people married and not just out there fucking each other and just doing whatever the fuck. You love to see beautiful families held together. You love to see children taken care of with a father and mother in the household. You love to see them being raised right and things like that. You love to see that. But it hurts that you're not married or some shit like that. And that's only people I can see feeling some kind of way about people that's married is people that's not married. The thing about it also is that a lot of these people that be feeling emotions are fucking porn stars, or you just have sex for a fucking living. You just fucking shit. You don't give a fuck about morality or having a pious character. Nothing like that. You just want to fuck people and shit. So of course you're going to feel some kind of way seeing somebody and shit. How they get together and shit. Like, why the fuck you give a fuck? I mean, I'm just saying, no, what would you do? Like, I just fucking suck. I do OnlyFans and shit like that. That's what you do. OnlyFans and shit. So why do you give a fuck about somebody being married? It's like, you're envious of the life that they're living. I wish that was me with this big family and this nice house with all these bedrooms, but your character can't hold the weight of that. You're not a wife. You couldn't be that. You couldn't be in that position to take care of all of those children, tending to their needs and things like that. Being a mother, you know what I'm saying? Cooking and cleaning and making sure they get ready for school in the morning, changing diapers and all of this and all that, and all of that questions and children questions, concerns, taking them to school, making sure you tend to all the sleepy, tired days that you got and stuff. You not fit for the job to have that many children by a man like that, to have a good husband like that. You just be fucking jealous on how you see shit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be the first ones to fucking feel something and shit. It'd be disrespectful how y'all be feeling. Another thing is, you don't get married to somebody that you don't love, my nigga. Who the fuck does that, man? It's like, who does that? That is very painful. If you can't have peace in your house, you'll never have peace. That's what Oxamak used to say. One of my brothers named Samak Tazawal, Shirley Thomas. He used to say, if you can't have peace in your home, you'll never have peace. Because you don't get peace outside dealing with co-workers and shit like that, or regular ass people that be following you, watching you all day. People that feel kinds of ways about you, don't know shit about you. They just know what you're doing. They just don't know you though. They know what you're doing, just not you. So they feel all kinds of ways about you, just following you and shit, feeling emotions. So you're not gonna get peace with these people. But in your home, if you can't get peace, you got to get rid of something. So who the fuck want to get married to someone that's not going to bring peace in their home? Why is that not what you're looking for? Everything ain't a fucking job. Everything ain't content creating and social media and shit like that. So so that's why I always tell people it's moral compatibility that I look for. I'm not looking for physical appearance. It's a benefit. Y'all not really understanding, like, yo, somebody like me, if a woman will follow the same God that I serve, Yah, Psalms 68 verse 4, YJ, if they will serve the same God that I serve and follow the same cultural background, which is the Hebraic, our Abrahamic cultural background that's given to, Musa, as you call him, Moses, wrongfully, the same culture, Hebrew culture, and the same God. If you'll follow like Ruth did, then yeah, I'm open to you. It's not about how you look so much. And people mistake that. You read the Bible all day, you so fucking Christianed out that you're not realizing that the whole thing is about a people and the culture that the people have. When you don't put it together well, you fuck yourself up. And the number one thing that people fuck themselves up with is what Mr. Copyright did. The copywriters, they made it old and new. That fucked you all the way up. So when you're Christian mind, you thinking there's an old covenant and a new covenant, or Old Testament and a New Testament, or in the New Testament. No, it's the covenant and the repaired covenant. What was broken is repaired, nothing new. So that's the problem. The first problem. You thinking something is old, so we don't go back to something. When you look at it that way, you can't put it together. You have no foundation. You're just trying to build a house with no floor. So yeah, like I said, if a woman will follow the Most High like I will, the Most High Yah, and the cultural background as me, then yes, I'm open to marrying her. A lot of times what I notice is that people are not well educated on the Torah like they need to be, so that you can make a proper stance and defense for it. It's more like, I could tell you that the name of the Savior is Yahweh Shai, but me telling you the name is Yahweh Shai and showing you a little bit of stuff, it's not giving you the ability to make the proper defense and stance. So you won't make the proper defense and stance. You'll still go back and say Jesus, because you don't know for yourself how to prove the name is Yahweh Shai. It's just like it's still like taking my word for it. Even if I proved it and showed you on a dry erase board, it's still like, well, I'm gonna take your word for it. But if it was like a class lesson and you was tested and things like that, and had to take study notes and you had to, take a quiz and all that stuff, you had to go to school for it and prove that you know what I'm teaching you, then you can make a defense like, yeah, I can prove that this is the name Yahweh Shai, not Jesus. So now it comes out of your own swogie, out of your own soul. You'll defend the name Yahweh Shai, which is the Hebrew name, which is a proper noun. Names are always proper nouns. You're never going to be given something. It's like, if English didn't exist in that time, there was no such thing as people having English names. So there were no proper nouns that were English. That were only the time, the language that of those times, and it wasn't Greek. So he was of the tribe of Yehudah, okay, of the nation of Israel, okay. So he spoke Abari, which they call Hebrew. So he had a Hebrew name. So if he had a Hebrew name, that's his name, exclusive to him, proper noun. There's not going to be another name on his ID card. So on his real ID card is going to be Yahweh Shai, not Jesus or Jesus or something else you trying to make it. All these revamps or whatever. These are just revamps. You can revamp something, but you can't make the original person the revamp because they're the original person. What is attached to that name is attached to that name. But you making a revamp, you want to say it's Jesus. Okay, well, and my son is named Jesus. Okay, well, your son is named Jesus then. That don't mean that he's him and shit. So it's stuff like, why are we so stupid to that? But it's more so I'm realizing that it's just people can't make a proper defense on the truth properly, even if I told you the truth. I got my video on my Instagram all day teaching the name of the Savior in detail, in stringent detail. But just because I teach it in stringent detail, it doesn't give you the ability to make the proper defense for yourself. Why? Because I had to study over the years to learn how to do that. So I had to prove myself that I know what I'm talking about. And it's just that you're not at that level to be able to prove yourself the same thing that I'm teaching, or whatever the case. You can't prove what I can prove. So you wouldn't make the same defense. You would still go back to say Jesus. You would still go back to saying Jesus or something like that, because that's in your mind. You're not educated. So that's what I'm noticing that is. So off that, this is backroading you, but I'm still speaking to energy because nobody's giving me specific questions, but you giving me a lot of fucking energy and shit like that. So I gotta talk to the energy. So it's all over the fucking place. If I got a question, I can just answer the fucking question, right? And just get it over with. But the main energy question is about physical appearance. Do I have a thing with big butts and shit like that? My thing to women is there are attractive women in many different ways. There are many different things about a woman that attracts a man if they lack one thing or the other or something like that. A woman might not have a butt, but she got breasts. A woman might not have breasts, but she got a butt. See what I'm saying? A woman might not have a butt or breasts, but she got hips. See what I'm saying? Or a woman might got that nice ass V arch at where her ovaries go in her vagina. It's just that she just got a nice ass body shape, but she's very small and petite, but she got a nice body shape or something like that. There are many different things. Or she got a pretty smile or a pretty face or beautiful eyes or long hair or whatever the fuck it is that a woman has that attracts a man to the woman. There are many different features on a woman. So if you're talking about a woman being attractive, I guess if I could tell a woman what attracts you to a man and shit, there's many different features on a man that can make you attracted to a man, right? Okay, same fucking thing for a man. But if you're trying to base that on something like that's the only standard, like you making physical shit the standard for me, what do I feel? I only can speak for my individual self. I don't give a fuck about the physical appearance. I don't give a fuck how beautiful you is, my nigga. I don't give a fuck. Fuck how beautiful you is. What the fuck is coming out your heart spaces? What the fuck is coming out your brain compartments and shit? What's your emotions like? What kind of waves is you surfing and shit? With all this fucking energy and emotions you got, what kind of fucking wave? Is you surfing? Is you drowning and shit? What's going on? I don't give a fuck about your pretty looks and shit. Fuck that shit. It's just a benefit. Oh, I got a benefit. I got a pretty wife with that and shit. Yeah. But my wife is definitely dedicated to the Most High. She's morally compatible to me. She serves the same God as me. We're on the same wavelength, same culture, same everything. So we won't have, over the years, a moral clash. So within the marriage, some years later, we don't see eye to eye on something, and so we live in a different way than we expect. Like, I call it silent expectations. I'm expecting you to love me and expecting you to know what love is. But if our moral compatibility isn't the same, love can be different to you than it is for me. You know what I'm saying? So is that, man. But physical attraction, yes, I have physical attractions to women. What you're looking at is a man that's single with nobody and nobody want to talk to his ass. So he's like shit just thrown in his face. And so I be attracted to women. Just genuinely, generally, I'm attracted to women. So if I see a woman with a nice sized butt, it's gonna pull me. It's gonna pull me for a second because she got a nice butt or something. Or if she got nice breasts, it's gonna pull me because she got nice breasts. But if I see she got frowny faces and a bad attitude, or she's saying some dumbass shit in the camera, I'm gonna leave the fucking camera and shit because it's throwing me off and shit. But of course, because I'm a starved ass motherfucker, I'm deprived of marriage. I haven't been intimate since 2019, my ex-wife. So of course I'm gonna be starved and shit. You throw some ass cheeks in my face or something that attracts me as a man, it's gonna pull my energy, my nigga. It's like you like enticing me with some smell good ass food and shit. You eating in my faces and tasty ass, smelling good ass food and shit, crispy ass chicken and shit, knowing, you know what I'm saying, what you doing. And I can't have none and shit. But it still pulls me because the smell and shit is fucking my stomach up and shit. Like, damn, it's making me hungry and shit. So my dick hard or something like that. You hit me with the burn. But if I'm seeing you and you in the camera and you talking and you not making no fucking sense, even though you pretty as shit, or you just in the camera looking dumb as shit, making faces and shit, I'm gonna turn the fucking camera off because what's the point of me looking at your face, making facial expressions, or you just doing makeup and shit? That shit for women. But if you trying to fucking pull my, if you trying to make me horny or some shit, and I see some shit that is definitely gonna make a man horny, yeah, you gonna pull my ass, cause I ain't got no wife, I ain't had no sex in a long ass time, or none of that. So you gonna pull the shit out me for like about 2 minutes or some shit like that, and looking at your body or some shit, cause that's what you giving me. But if you give me something different, it's not gonna keep my attention if you're not making sense or you're not keeping it moral. The thing about it, when I see women be energy pulling with all of this naked body shit, I look at it like they could be energy pulling because they trapped, or they could be doing it because they want to do it. So I don't assume. I'll add a woman if I'm feeling it. Like if I'm looking at her eyes in the camera, or if I'm just feeling something on her page, I'll add it because by chance she'll see something on my page that can help her. On my page, my Instagram page, is a lot of teaching lessons, a lot of moral teaching lessons about the Bible and life and things like that. So by chance you'll come across one of these videos and it feeds you. So you're thinking I'm just adding women because I'm a lustful ass man. No, you just a random ass video crossed my path. It hit me with the burn, but at the same time I'm thinking you could be somebody that needs some help, and my page is full of that shit. So it makes sense that I would have a lot of people that's living perverse lives on my page. It makes sense that I would have you on my page seeing some holy things that maybe you can convert your life. It wouldn't make sense to have a lot of people that's already holy on my page that's living right. You know what I'm saying? They can be on there too, but it would make more sense that if I'm trying to doing salvation work, I would add people that need salvation. So it's gonna look perverted as shit. Expect that. Like, they ain't got a bunch of naked bitches on it, right? They look like they need fucking salvation and shit, right? They need the savior, right? A lot of people that need the fucking savior. Right, so that's what you see. But what you're not seeing is me flirting with them, me in their DMs, me trying to I'm trying to see what that, trying to see how much you charge for some head and shit, where you live at it. You don't see me doing that. If anything, you'll see me just give them some moral advice, giving them fresh water, giving them a pious example of a man, so that maybe they like, wow, man, I've been doing bullshit my whole fucking life and shit. A porn star doing this, fucking all kinds of niggas. This shit is so fucking irritating. I'm so tired, crying every fucking night. Is there any real man out there? Who knows? You just on the camera twerking and shit, shaking your ass and shit. Who knows if you're crying at night or not? You praying or something. You might have just finally prayed. I heard that Deborah said that Yah was the one, so let me try that. This was the one time, the one chance that you tried to call on the name of Yah because you heard somebody say that. You called on the name of Yah, came across a person's page, and let's say I denied you or deleted you or some shit like that. You didn't get. I wasn't being receptive to the Most High saying that this woman prayed or whatever. She's in some mess. She prayed. It's just that, y'all let the physical appearance get to y'all so fucking hard, which also lets me know that your mind isn't focused on salvation work your damn self. Your mind isn't focused on that. But also it could be just that you don't know me and shit. Like, you're so busy on the internet and doing content creations that you don't know me in person to know that this is just how I am and shit. Like, I do salvation work. If I see a woman, regardless of how she look, I'm here in case she need the Most High. But you're not believing it. It's like me looking at a woman that preached the Bible all day long or whatever the case, but She always looking at abs and shit, or naked men and shit. You know, looking at dick pics and shit like that, looking at pretty men all the time and shit. And it would be hard for me to believe her. But if I see that she's actually like reaching out to these men and saying moral things all the fucking time, it'll make me be in a balance or something like that. But I still would flip on the doubt side. But it's like, you really can't tell unless a man gets married. Now, when I was with my ex-wives, I threw everything aside. I said this 1,000 times before. I threw everything aside, everyone aside, cut everything off, cut my phone off, and I only focused on my family, my wife and me. That's it. My family, that's it. Didn't focus on anything else. So I didn't want to teach anybody. I wasn't reaching out to women. I wasn't reaching out to men. I was just focused on teaching my family and taking care of my family. That's it. The very thing that women expect you to shut the world off. That's exactly what I did. Shut the world off. Cut my phone off. This, that, the third. Just left that shit. Never even went on a fucking phone. You know, so it's like, you only know if you really put a person in that position. And I've been in that position twice, and I've proven myself. But y'all new people in my life, just now knowing who I am and shit for the past however many years, 4 or 5 years, whatever the fuck. You just knowing me and shit. You don't know that. Some of y'all do. Whatever the case, man. It's just petty ass talking. I'm talking. It's stupid to even talk or bring this up, because then after I talk about this, I still ain't prove it to you. So why the fuck would I even make a video about it to convince you, or like it's gonna convince you? What you need to know is that it don't fucking matter to me how you physically fucking look. What matters to me is what come out your heart, my nigga. What are you talking about? Where's your mind at? What are your goals in life? What are you aspired to do? What do you want in life, my nigga? You just hearing shit. What are your dreams? You know, what are your triggers? What are your conditions? What are your conditions, and whatever the case? I have conditions, yes. That's what it is. Like I have more moral compatibility with conditions. That's all it is. Moral compatibility, but there are conditions to my love. That's all you need to know on that, man. And this is going to the scripture. If you listen this long, let's just go into the scripture. It's going to be Bet Corinthians, or 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 4. Chapter 6 verse 14. And it says this: be you not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. All right? For what fellowship has right living with unright living? And what communion have light with darkness? All right, so it's just letting you know, the same thing I've been saying. Moral compatibility. Don't be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Now, if you're talking about the situation with Mazzali and Joseph, they're equally yoked together in the same moral compatible bracket. They're morally the same. They're Christians. They follow the Bible the same. They eat the same cultural, the same diet, or whatever the case. No, it's not a Torah-based diet, but it's a Christian-based diet, but meaning they're in the same faith together, so they believe the same things the same. So you're no longer looking at he's an Asian and she's black, or Blasian, or whatever. You're not looking at that anymore. You're looking at the simple fact that they're equally yoked in the faith together that they're in. All right, as it says, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, people that do not follow the same thing that you follow. All right, for what fellowship have right living with unright living? All right, and I want to jump again to another verse that explains what right living is. And we're gonna go to Daniel 13:3. Or Daniel, as they call it. Daniel 13:3. Give me a minute. And it says this. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. All right, so this is the book of Daniel, or Daniel, chapter 13, verse 1. All right. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on. Sorry. Not Daniel. Give me a minute. The book of... Yeah, Daniel the prophet. Yeah, Daniel the prophet. Hold on. I think I'm in the wrong. I'm in the Apocrypha with it. This is giving me the give me a minute. Give me a second. I was right. I was right. Daniel 13, 12. And the Apocrypha, Daniel has a 13th chapter. But in the King James Version, Daniel only have 12 chapters. So if I go to the Apocrypha, the 1611 King James Version, if you don't have that, sorry y'all. If you don't have the 1611 King James Version, you're not going to have chapter 13. All right, so if you go to the 1611 King James Version, or you get a KJV with an Apocrypha, you're going to have the book of Daniel or the book of Daniel chapter 13. And verse 3. And it's like Susanna. And this is the story of Susanna, how Daniel was the one that saved her life or whatever the case, because the men tried to put a bad name on Susanna or whatever the case. What's the story of Susanna? Susanna, she got married. She was an honorable woman that got married in the Torah. These two men tried to rape her. They was conspiring against her because they burnt in lust towards her. They saw her washing or whatever the case. And they were holy men. I think they were holy men or whatever, or men of pious character. And they tried to conspire against her. They knew that if they went and like tried to like rape her and then lie and say that she came upon them, they would believe them because they were well known. They were more well known and well respected or whatever the case than she was. So they would have believed them and not her. So they did so, and the people believed them and not her because they said a lie or whatever. They made a big extravagant ass lie that made everybody in the fucking town believe them. But one guy named Daniel, Daniel the prophet, came out and was like, hold on, yo, something not right here, yo, these niggas phony. So he the only fucking person out of all the fucking people that was wise enough to know and clever enough to know that these niggas was lying and shit. So he was like, hold on, let me question them separately and shit. Cause nobody ever questioned them. They only questioned her. So how the fuck I know if it's really, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't showing respect to persons or favoritism just because some fucking body was famous and shit. Celebrities that got fucking power too much ass niggas and shit. How the fuck you would believe a porn star ass bitch over a man that's living holy and shit just because she said some shit and she was emotional, but you believe her over the holy man? How the fuck you do that because she's famous? So whatever the case, Daniel was the one. He questioned the two men, and they had two different stories, and that's how he knew that the woman was innocent in the situation, and he saved her marriage. So she went off to go and marry the man that she was intending to marry because the niggas was lying and shit. So if it wasn't for Daniel the prophet, that's, blah, blah, blah. But that's the story here. All right. That's the story here. Daniel chapter 13, but it's in the Apocrypha. But Daniel chapter 13, verse 3, it says this. Now Joachim, sorry, that's verse 4. Sorry. Her parents also were righteous and taught her their daughter according to the Torah of Moshe. So I just only really thing I wanted to get, but if you were questioning that because you don't got the chapter 13 in there, I had to tell you what chapter 13 was about briefly. So sorry about that. Intro that for you. But if you go into it, 1611 King James Version or the King James Version with the Apocrypha, you'll read that story of Susanna and find out that righteous people teach their children the way of Moshe, the Torah of Moshe. That's what I said. Her parents also were right living and taught their daughter according to the Torah of Moshe. The Torah, okay? The same thing that you keep calling Jewish, okay? It always existed before Jewish people existed, my nigga. It's in them. It's here. It's called the Torah of Moshe, as you call Moses wrongfully. They taught they taught the Torah to their children and stuff like that because they were right living people. So in order to live right, you got to know the Torah that was given to Musa. This was before the Quran even existed. Daniel the prophet was way before the Quran existed. So there's no such thing as a Quran. There's only the Torah of Moshe. So these people were living right way before the Quran. So you got to go and realize it's not about really how old something is. It's just about how right something is, And yes, at some point it's like it can be how old something is, as when you go into the concept of its original date, like when did it first begin. But if you're talking about how old a writing is, if something is old, if you have two things that are old the same, one dates back way before the other. But let's say you have two copies of it, and one version is 10 years old and the other version is 10 years old. Or one version is 50 years old and the other version is 50 years old. They're both old the same, or they could be a little older than the other, but its original beginning is what's the original beginning of the whole belief itself. So Quran is the original belief itself is not older than Torah. So if you're talking about how old a writing is, yeah, you can try to make a point about this comes before. You can make a point about that, but not as far as like the text itself. All right, to kind of clarify that for you. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out on that. And also take you to Deuteronomy or Devarim. Chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 8. Alright. And it says this. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so right living or righteous as all this Torah, which I set before you this day? So, this is a prophecy. It says, and I'm going to just give you the whole prophecy here. It says in Devarim chapter 4, verse 6, it says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which will hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who has God so nigh to them, as Yahweh our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so right living or righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? So to bring it back about to you, that what is righteousness? It's laws and statutes and commandments, okay? 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of God, to do his commandments, or to God or keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. All right? For this is the love of God, that we keep and guard his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. That word keep is shamar, which is keep, guard, protect. All right? So you can say keep, you can say guard, or you can say protect, or all three. For this is the love of Elohim, that we keep, guard, and protect his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. What are his commandments? Exodus chapter 20, the 10 commandments. But it also goes along with what? The statutes and the judgments as well. Okay? Which are the halakhic writings, the Talmudic writings that give you the details of the statutes and all of these judgments and things, and how you're supposed to live day by day, from putting on your clothes and your shoes, how you're supposed to keep yourself clean, washing your hands, washing your body, how to decontaminate, how to do things if you have sicknesses, ailments and things like that. If you had a sore, a bump, a issue of blood, you got, leprosy, you got wingworms and all kinds of sickness from all kinds of things, to dietary laws, sicknesses, and all kind of stuff. It give you laws and statutes on how to handle these things and how to make medicines and things like that to handle these things. But we don't have all of these books. These are not basic. This is not basic rabbinic study. This is more detailed rabbinic study. Like if you wanted to be a medical rabbi, you would have to go into the detailed studies of the medical side of things. But these are additional studies according to being a rabbi. But the basic studies of being a rabbi is what I always claim. I know the basics, is what you need to get into the kingdom of heaven, which is the salvation word, the commandments and the Torah itself, the instructions. But if you want a certain profession as a rabbi, then you go into that. You go into further school studies to be a doctor or a cook, or things like that, how to cook food, what kind of foods are good, what's the dietary laws. So you need to know what foods you can eat, how to kosher them, how to cook them, how to get the blood out, how to decontaminate them, things like that. Yeah, we have some of the basics as far as like our parents teach us how to clean meat and things like that. But there are other rules to koshering and how you cook certain meats and getting the blood out of it, all kind of things like that. So if you want to go into deeper things about that, you got to go to school for that too. These are like going to college. You know, you have your major and your minor or whatever. So your minor is just being a rabbi. Your major is your major is being a rabbi. Your minor is what kind of part of being a rabbi? What's your expertise that you want? Sorry, I'm under attack. What's the expertise that you want? Like you want to be a scribe or this or that, whatever. Sorry, y'all. People be attacking me like crazy. They don't want to hear the Torah. My ex-wife is keep trying to put my life in danger, but it's really her being guilty. It's like keep trying to make it seem like I didn't love her or I had an issue with her and something. Like she's trying to make an excuse as to why I left her, fully well knowing that she left me and shit. You left me and shit. So why the fuck I'ma stay? Stop making up reasons and shit. Crying and shit. He left me because making up shit. Well, he didn't really, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to be with me. I said that all fucking ready. Like I said it already. I didn't want to be with you. Y'all asked me 8 times. Be with her, be with her. I said no. After the 8th time, I said I'll give her one fair chance. I never said you was ugly or nothing like that. I'm not, it's like, how can you deny? Because I see the fucking situation. How the fuck I'm gonna come out of nowhere to your fucking country randomly out of nowhere? I ain't been here a good ass 2 months. Already you asking me to marry your daughter and shit or whatever the case. Like what the fuck? I mean like 4 or 5 months you asked me to marry your daughter. Fuck I look like doing that. Like the fuck? That was strange. How you know I don't have somebody waiting for me back in America and shit? You just already like marry my daughter and shit. So that's like, it could have been disrespectful, but it's like I'm not looking at it like that because I'm assuming everybody mean well. So yeah, when you keep, it's dumb because it's the whole family, the father, the mother, the grandparents, the great-grand, y'all asking me to marry this girl and stuff like that. And I'm like, no. I never said that they was pretty, I never said anything like they were ugly or some shit. Because they not. Why the fuck would I marry a woman that I'm not attracted to in different ways? I'm attracted to her, yes. But it's like, I don't know her and shit. Like, I'm new to your country. I don't know how y'all people are. What I look like being with one of your women and shit like that. And don't you got a boyfriend that you grew up with and shit? I'm already automatically assuming you got somebody you like or something. Or somebody you grew up with that you like and that like you. I'm automatically assuming that. I'm not going to automatically assume like, oh yeah, fresh meat, I'm gonna get me some. I don't even have sex and shit. Why didn't y'all ask me? Like I could have told, I don't really have sex and shit like that. Y'all telling me all kind of shit to try to get me to talk to this girl. It wasn't that. Yes, my wife is beautiful. Physically attractive to me. She's physically attractive to me in my eyes. But it's the thing that if I'm loving you, there's no reason to really like leave each other, have a problem with each other. We never argued or anything. I never argued with my first wife or my second wife. I never put my hands on my first wife or second wife. I never did anything or said anything to break my first wife or second wife heart. I never did anything to break any woman's heart ever in my life. I've never cheated or committed adultery on my wives. Ever. I got the championship belt and shit of my city of never breaking a woman's heart or committing adultery. I got the championship belt. So I don't see where a woman could say, or my ex-wives could say that it's because of some physical thing I didn't like about them. I didn't give a fuck about that. I love my wife. Everything about her. The simple fact that she loved me, my nigga, that's what I cared about. The simple fact that she was loving me, caring about me, she was just there for me. I didn't really all the way know if she even really loved me. But the thing that she was just pleased to dwell with me, or she was okay with dwelling with me. She wasn't complaining and stuff like that. So I was thinking that she was going to come around eventually, and that you're a foreigner energy was going to eventually fizzle away. Because, yeah, I could be a foreigner until you get to know me and find out he's just a good man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting that to come. You know, because the family all rushing me and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, we got to really get to know each other first. And you got to spend time with each other and stuff like that before we really, like, try to go into something like that. But because the whole family was in on it, or the whole family wanted me to marry her, I felt comfortable letting her into my open space and my comfort zone. So I felt comfortable letting her in. Because it's like, wouldn't you? Like, if, I don't know, y'all. It just was me. Like, I felt comfortable letting her in because her whole family accepted me. So I felt accepted. So I didn't block her or hesitate. Now, I also never said any hurtful thing to my wife. So that's what I said, I never broke a woman's heart before. My ex-wife did hit me with a broom and shit that's made out of buco branches. You know, buco leaf branches or something like that. The little stem, you know, y'all know. She made a buco broom. She hit me with that. The back end with all of the stick, the hard part. She hit me with that and cut my eye. Cut the under my left eye. She cut it open and shit. So I'm bleeding under my left eye and shit. And she's, you know, hit me with shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is good? That was like when she was trying to leave, but it was like we was just running out of rice and shit. But instead of really talk to me, it didn't have to be that way. It could have been where I left and came back, or I left and didn't come back. However she wanted it. She was the one that suggested that I stay. When I said I should leave and come back, she said, I think you should stay. So I stayed for her. It just turned out that shit wasn't working out, so she ended up leaving my ass. Almost like it looked like she set me up. It looked like she set me up, but maybe it just was, I don't know what the fuck, man. You know, this grown ass man don't got it together. It's what it looked like and shit. But who knows? Maybe somebody's setting me up and shit to make it look like whatever the fuck. Also, she probably thinking I'm lazy and shit, cause he's okay and shit. He walking okay. Why is he on SSI and shit? She probably thinking all kind of shit in her brain, not understanding I got mental disability and shit like that, or I really do have a disability or multiple disabilities. I've been in a car accident when I was 13. I've been in another tri-bike accident in the Philippines, and they had to sew my ear back together. I've been in another car accident since I've been in America, doing Lyft. You know, all of these fucking collisions and shit. So I'm fucked up, my nigga. That's three fucking big ass accidents, my nigga. Where I really had to go to the fucking hospital and shit and get checked up. The first accident, my spine crushed in. The second one, I had to get my ear sewed back together. The third one, and I went unconscious. And the third one, my spine and my fucking wrists and shit, and my legs and shit. So it's like, yo, what the fuck y'all want? It's like, y'all didn't kill me, so you like, because you didn't kill me successfully, you want to brush it off like I'm okay and shit. Well, you look okay and shit, knowing very well I'm not okay and shit. Instead of help me, it's like you just want to kill me. So you just don't want to help me, meaning you're not making help available to me or actually advising me where to get help, because you really just want to kill my ass. That's all. That's what it is. Otherwise, people be very helpful. You know what? I got some advice. I got some help for you. You can call this number or go to this website and talk to these people and they'll help you. And then you can get your SSI. They help. People can easily go out their way and help you. I know. I used to work for the state. If you know something somebody don't know, let's say I know how to help a person go to school for free, which is what I do know how to do. I know how to help a person go to school for free and get federal assistance, grants and stuff, and never have to pay a dime out their pocket. But you might not know how to do that. So if you come to my computer lab and you're trying to enroll into school and you're like, man, I need help with, like, you might raise your hand or say something. Or if I see that you're struggling trying to like enroll in school or something like that, I could come up to you and say, hey man, you need some help or something. I can tell that you look like you're trying to enroll in classes. You heard about financial aid? That's part of my job, is to see if people need help with financial aid. Instead of have you sitting there assuming that you know what to fucking do, I can actually get up there and help you and ask you like, hey man, that's my job. You need help with this? I can help you apply for financial aid, and then help them and shit, depending if they're a citizen or not. And then you apply for financial aid. Just wait about 3 to 5 business days. Then log back into the computer system, the college website, and then you should see a grant show up under your name. It'll show up like about $5,000 or something like that for about 2 semesters or whatever the case. You split into half, $5,000 altogether for your semesters. So you'll have money for this semester, next semester to show you. So the person will basically be like, damn, I got awarded $5,000 for school and shit. Like, For real, like, yeah, now you can apply for classes. And when you apply for classes, you put in your school code and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case, and then you go to your school, and then they'll apply the financial aid that's in the school system to the bill, and then you'll get the difference. And then they'll print you out your classes, and then they'll also, under your classes will be the receipt that show you how much your classes together cost, how much your books cost, and no, not how much your books cost, but they'll show you how much your classes cost all together, and then how much money you got left. And then you can go to the bookstore and then use that money that you got left over there for your books. And that if you do have some money left over still after you buy the books, you can save it, buy snacks in a bookstore with it, or get a laptop or something like that with it. It's federal aid, grants. It's free money. You don't have to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? And I help people since 2007. I've helped people with financial aid like that. So that's free money and helping people go to school for free. Same thing I did working for the state of Maryland in Baltimore City Community College is what I know people can do for me when it comes to me needing help with housing, public, all kind of shit. But you a black person like me, or just look at my face and shit, knowing I need help and still won't say anything. You just get that envy in your eyes and be like, man, fuck him for real. Let him figure that shit out. I never was like that, my nigga. I never was like that because I know what struggle is like, and I'm all about helping my people, regardless if we have differences or if I feel like you can do without or something. I don't do that shit. I go out my way to help you because you might not know. You could just be that person that just lived in the hood your whole life and don't have a clue about government shit. So I go out my way to help you because I actually know. So I can tell the difference when people try to help you versus not help you. Like at the SSI building, some random ass Asian woman behind the desk and shit, looking at my ass, not willing to help me and shit, or whatever the case. When knowing damn well she can help me, not helping me. Stuff like that I be noticing. Like, you work for the government. I used to work for the government too and shit, so I know how it works, having information and shit, and you can share a lot of shit with me to easily get my SSI, but you just not type shit. Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying a lot of stuff, yo, because I'm emotional now, but I just wanted to share all of that with you, yo. Do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers, okay? That's what people need to look at when you're talking about people are married in relationships. You see diverse marriages, interracial marriages and things like that. These people follow the same belief system. There's 2 recordings of women that were also of 2 different national backgrounds. A woman named Rahab, that you call Rahab, and a woman named Ruth, okay? The book of Ruth tell you all about Ruth. She was a woman that was a Moabite. She was a Moabitess, you know? And she said to her mother-in-law, Naomi, you know, your God will be my God and your people will be my people. Where you go, I will go. That's what Ruth said. But the other daughter-in-law, she was like, I'm going to go back to my people and shit. She ended up getting prostituted by 100 men. And that's how Goliath was born and shit. She got pregnant. She got pregnant after getting prostituted by 100 men. She got pregnant and Goliath was born. Yeah, Goliath was born. And then that's how King David later on, whatever. So that other woman was the one that ran away and shit and went back to her people and ended up birthing Goliath after being prostituted and shit by 100 niggas and shit. But Naomi was like, Ruth is like, nah, I'm going with you and shit, you know, to Yehuda, Bethlehem. You know, I'm going to go with you. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. Where you go, I will go and shit. I will no longer follow the culture of my people. I will follow the culture of your people. So it comes with a culture. And the culture comes with everything, my nigga. From food, clothes, this, that. It comes with everything. It's a whole system. Like when you go to a random ass country, they got a culture. Clothes, food, the way they eat things, the way they everything is a whole culture. How they do things and shit. Same thing with the Hebrew culture. Your culture, your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. You know. So then she was given a husband named Boaz. She was very, very faithful in her work or whatever the case. That Boaz saw her and was like, you know, helping her out. And so Naomi taught her how to basically get a Hebrew man. How do I get his attention? Like, how do I get him to notice me, to want to marry me? And so she taught her the ways to the heart of a Hebrew man. Like how a woman tried to say, the way to a man's heart is his stomach. Not all men. Not a holy man. You trying to cook me some fucking food is not going to get to my fucking heart. It's just like, okay, you trying to trick me or some shit. You know, I can cook my damn self, but it's like, you need to know how to get to my heart. You need to have a moral compatibility with me. So Naomi taught Ruth moral compatibility of Hebrew men, and she started doing that, and it started touching the hearts of these men. The cultural way of the Hebrew Israelites. She learned them and then opened up the Boaz, and Boaz noticed her. That's Ruth's story. And they got married, It was a levirate marriage. She married, and he noticed that she was married to a Hebrew Israelite man that died. So it was a levirate marriage, and so the first son that they had was the dead husband's son. Okay, so then the levirate marriage. Now, the second person was Rahab, as you call Rahab. Okay, she was the one that basically she turned on her own people, because Jericho was a city, and they camped around the city of Jericho, and she turned on her people because they was an evil ass people, and so she was like she was a prostitute as well. She was a prostitute. Notice. Well, Ruth wasn't a prostitute. She was married, but Rahab was a prostitute. And she was tired of fucking being holed out, being slutted out and shit. So she turned on her people and shit. That's not the life she want. She turned on her people. She trusted the Hebrew Israelites. These people are good people. So the two spies that came in, she helped hide them and stuff. Or whatever the case. It looked like she was giving them service, giving them prostitute service. But it wasn't. They was getting information. You know what I'm saying? And so it turned out that they was like, do this, that, and the third, and when we come, we'll notice you, and da-da-da, and the Most High will spare you, and da-da-da. So she turned on her own people by helping the spies get away, so that the spies can go back and tell the Hebrew other people, blah, 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 and then they came back and then destroyed the city of Jericho. And Rahab and her whole family, Rahab, or as you call Rahab, and her whole family went with them, the nation of Israel. You know, Joshua, as you call Joshua. They went with Joshua and them. And she married a man of the tribe of Yehuda, whom the Savior came through. All right? So it's something you need to notice. All right? You are who the seed is. You are who your father is. So you can marry a woman of another nation. Even a man of another nation can marry a woman, because you had Timotheus. Timotheus was his mother was a Jewess and his father was Roman. So he was mixed blooded. Okay, so they say Jewish in the English, but she was from the tribe of Yehuda, and the father was a Roman. So there was an intermarriage there, and so Timotheus was born through an intermarriage, a Roman and a Hebrew Israelite woman that was from the tribe of Yehuda. And so Timotheus helped Melech Shaul. I'm sorry, not Melech. Rab Shaul, as you call Apostle Paul wrongfully, there's no such thing as that. They made that shit up. As you call Apostle Paul, but Rab Shaul, he was with him teaching the Torah, the Besorah, the good news, the gospel, as you call it, the Besorah, teaching the Besorah and stuff all around. And he was mixed bread. So yeah, it can happen for men too. If a man is following the Torah, the Most High, following the culture of the Hebrews, he can be accepted into the nation. Okay, just like the centurion man. When the Savior said, I've not seen such great faith, no doubt in Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, man, all you got to do is just say the word, and I know that my servant will be healed, because I have soldiers under me, and if I say do such, they'll do it. You know? So he was like, dang, I've never seen such great faith, not even amongst my own people and shit. If they would just believe in me like you do, we could end all of this dumb tit for tat shit. They could just be healed by now. All this 40 years in the fucking wilderness shit. This is what I'm dealing with too. It's just slow ass people, because you're brown like them. They just do not believe that you are a holy person and shit. They stiff neck. They think that you're like them. You only had a gutter ass background like them, and you only was limited to the gutter and shit. So you can't be no one special. That's kind of a thing about, probably people would think like that about Kylie and shit. who was a Kylie and shit, Mazali's daughter, Joseph's daughter. Like, then you see that she was, in the arms of the president. So she had an anointing of the president on her. So she would be a little bit more special and shit. But then our black people, they'll still be like, just because the president kissed you on the face don't mean you was special still or shit. It's like our people just be bitter and disrespectful, and they don't think that we can be anything great because they can't see themselves. That's really what it be. That's what the holdup is. That's what the holdup is. When you see other brown people, Hebrew Israelite slaves of America, coming around other brown people that are actually upstanding men and stuff, holy men that you can tell and identify, but they can't, because they're judging themselves by looking at the person. It's like they think they're looking at the mirror or something like that. So that when they look at me without using words, they will judge the person according to the standards of their own environment and their own upbringing, assuming that that person is like them, or like the people that they grew up with. So if the people that they grew up with was terrible ass people, they'll start speaking from that. Oh man, just because he like that don't mean this. Just because he just like that don't mean that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's this. They start judging other people that look like them from their own environment, upbringing, not knowing the person's upbringing at all. Like, you didn't ask a question like, what kind of upbringing did you have and shit. They don't ask that. So they walk around set tripping or just fucking tripping, judging you in their mind. If I told you that when I was growing up, I never had a gang background, man, nigga, you gotta ask the people that grew up with me. You gotta ask the people in Baltimore still to this day that's still living there, that grew up in the same neighborhoods I grew up in, what I was like when I was young. Like, well, what was Dwight like and shit? What was he like when he was young, running around and shit? Well, that was before internet and stuff, so you gotta ask them. You can't. So you like, yeah, man, we used to play and this and that and this that. Like, he always used to always hold Bible study on Sundays and stuff, but he would be passing out Bible study flyers when he was a teenager and stuff. But we would run from him. Every time he tried to pass us the Bible study flyers, we would run from him and stuff like that. We didn't want to go to Bible studies and stuff. Or growing up, he was always in church all the time. Or, his father was always, his guardian was always, when I was growing up, my guardian was always listening to church sermons from the early days of Creflo Dollar and TD Jakes, when they was really hardcore. They just kind of started getting gameplayish along the lines or whatever. But in their early days, they was hardcore studying, my nigga. They was hardcore in it. You can tell a difference from the cassette tape days, where my guardian would have shoe boxes full of cassette tapes, A side and B side of sermons, and he would have notebook after notebook, taking notes and stuff, study notes of the Bible and sermons and stuff like that, learning. He wasn't wasting his time. Like, that's a lot of cassette tapes. You go in his room, you see a bunch of cassette tapes with Bible sermons and books with Bible notes and stuff in it and stuff like that, praying all the time. Or we would be, he would make posters, like try to design posters and stuff like that for Bible study for the neighborhood, so that the children can come to Bible study on Sundays. He was the only person in the neighborhood holding Bible studies. That was my guardian. So imagine living with him. You know what I'm saying? As a child, growing up, always being taught some Bible stuff. It's something, whatever he was teaching, And then always being in church. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have a gang background, my nigga. Fuck out my face. I don't have a gang bang background or a blood or crip type back. My friends don't even know anything. We don't have that in our city already. Already we don't do gang shit in our city. Number two, I had a Bible background. I'm always in fucking church. So shut the fuck up. Leave me the fuck alone with that red and blue shit is what I'm just trying to say. How was you growing up, man? Shut the fuck up. That's how I be. Like, get out. That's how I really be feeling. Like, get the fuck out my face. I don't gotta keep trying to prove myself to some fucking random ass nigga and shit. Some random ass nigga that was just popped out of somebody's fucking vagina one random ass day and grew the fuck up and became the king of Crip and Bloods and shit, and start trying to question niggas and shit. Telling niggas to check in with some random ass you and shit. Niggas ain't never go to school or learn. You don't know nothing about God for real, nigga. Like, the fuck out of here. That's how I be feeling. That's how I be feeling. Cause the energy be so spicy. I don't know who to fucking question. I don't know who to question. So I be trying to question the top people of that shit. Cause it's only up to them to squash that shit. But then you have your young boys too that be hotheads and shit. So I don't know who the fucking question. So I don't mean to say this for y'all to take it personal, but if you want to take it personal, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't care. I just tired of people coming at me with the fucking energy and shit, questioning me, thinking I'm banging or some shit, or I turned a new leaf or some shit. Bitch, I ain't never have a leaf to turn. I never had a background of gang violence, my nigga. Only Bible shit my whole life growing up. If it wasn't my guardian, it was Aunt Cookie. If it wasn't Aunt Cookie, it was Uncle Tinker. If it wasn't Uncle Tinker, it was Aunt Charlene. If it wasn't Aunt Charlene, it was Aunt Dorothy. I'm always ask my ask my other, like, you can ask my family or whatever, like Miss Andrea or Aunt Andrea and them, my cousin Andrea and them. All they fucking know is Saint Cecilia, my nigga. Like our whole family just go to church and shit. We don't have no other background, my nigga. So if you coming up to them, yeah, they tough as shit, but you better not be like disrespecting God and shit. Like they'll murk the shit out you, disrespecting God. We are moral people, but we are real people too. Like, you better really be knowing what the fuck you talking about when you come up to them. If you say anything about anything biblical, my nigga, come respectful. Know what you're saying, at least. Like, if you say the name not Jesus, you better be quick to be like, I know the real name, and prove that shit. They'll listen to you and shit because they got a church background. Like me, when I was little, really little, like single digit elementary school ages, we had to go to Catholic church. We had to go to Sunday school. We had the little study pamphlets and shit to like learn communion and stuff. Yeah, it was deceptions and lies. It wasn't the full truth. But the point of the matter was that we was in some place of morality, my nigga. We was in church all the time. So I got church memories, not Crip and Blood memories, nigga. So I don't got nothing to, like, what the fuck? Only thing was, I saw the exit to the absolute truth and I took the exit. So I ended up going further into the absolute truth and became a rabbi. I never strayed from the path. You know what I'm saying? It's just I knew this was the exit that I needed to take to get to like the interstate or something. Niggas just on the beltway and shit. On this big ass beltway and shit. But I took the exit to an interstate that was supposed to take me to the Most High. That's all it was. Y'all niggas thinking that I had to have some kind of secret ass background. Bitch, I was in church. That's the secret. They're like, the fuck? Fuck out my face and shit. Like, fuck is y'all expecting? It's like your assumptions of me. Your assumptions of me is that I'm supposed to be in the streets because I'm brown. And that's what you see on TV. But you never asked me specifically as an individual person what my background and upbringing was. So you keep fucking hurting me. Not knowing that I only fucking been in church my whole life. With Aunt Dorothy, we was in Catholic church. Like I said, Aunt Cookie, we was in New Psalmist Baptist Church. Bill Clinton came to our church, my nigga, 1995. In 1995, we was going to New Psalm because we went to St. Cecilia. Then my guardian was like, no, we're not going to go to St. Cecilia no more. We're going to go to New Psalmist Baptist Church because I feel like the truth is more there in the Baptist church. So we went to the Baptist church with Aunt Cookie or Ethel Lawson and Uncle Tinker. Aunt Cookie wasn't really like, she wasn't in no real position yet. She started becoming a preacher and shit later. She was at that church so long, she became a preacher, a teacher, or priestess or whatever the fuck, as they call it, priestess. I'm gonna just give it a title just because she's been there a long time. But the thing is, she a priestess. Her husband is an ex-Marine, but Uncle Tinker and her was at the same church all their lives. But my guardian went to that church, New Psalmist Baptist Church, but later on left out of the Baptist church and was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do Bible studies on my own. Because he wasn't feeling the pastors, like, they wasn't speaking right. It was always unanswered questions. And so he was a person that had questions. He wasn't really questioning things. He had questions that people was not answering. And because he wasn't answering it, he went off to try to search on his own. But we started out going to church under somebody, my nigga, like somebody that went to school and shit, seminar type shit. People that was in positions. TD Jakes, he started listening to them on tape. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he still went and did his own thing. He still put himself under somebody that went to school and shit. TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn, what's the other guy name? Frank? I forget. It's another one. It's a third one too. It's a third one that I like. You know, I forgot. I get whatever. But yeah, man. So it was that. We always was in church, my nigga. It was never a moment where we wasn't in church. Then we went to Power of Faith up the street, up Park Heights. Up Park Heights by the Preak, across the street from the Preakness. Park Heights, like about a block or two past Belvedere, Park Heights and Belvedere. You go up a little bit more on the left is Power of Faith Church. At least that's where it used to be. Power of Faith. We went there. That was the church that Grandma Gloria went to all the time. That was the main church that we went to on Park Heights. So I don't have no fucking upbringing. I'm talking about when I was single digit ages, elementary school, all the way up to middle school, and when I was in high school, there was like a rest moment. Like there was no, he stopped teaching or whatever the case. He was more focused on the computers and stuff like that, and I was more focused in my schoolwork and trying to go to Frostburg University and stuff. So I was more focused in that, and then I eventually ended up going into the military. It was just like a quiet moment where he just stopped teaching, and then by the time I got out of the military, when I was 19, 20 years old, 2004, I picked the Bible back up. But I always had my precious moments. New King James Version Bible was the blue one. The pink one my sister had. That was the one that had Psalms 23 in the back, and we had to memorize that, else we couldn't eat dinner. Because we always was in church, but we had to start memorizing scriptures, and so it got to the point where that was my upbringing, and I know I didn't stray from the path. I stayed on it. I just picked it up for myself and studied it for myself instead of my guardian and my family members just taking me to church and teaching me. Like, even if I was always up under my grandma Gloria, I was always up under my grandma, and she would go to like church events, or if Aunt Dorothy wanted her to go somewhere on a church event with her, I'm the first pick. Ray, come on with me. And I was like, where we going? She'd be like, we going somewhere with Dorothy or at the church. And I would get my stuff on, and I would just go with a spare moment. Just go with her. Out of nowhere, randomly, just go with my grandmother. I'm a teenager in high school and stuff. I would just go with her. Then we on some church stuff on a bus, driving at some kind of like Catholic church, looking at cathedral shit. Whatever. It's always church shit that, So even when I was, like I said, even still in high school, I was 16. The girl that worked at AMC Theater, Security Square 8, up Security Square Mall, I worked at the AMC Theater. I was the concession. I was the projectionist. So if you go to the movies out there, I used to reel the movies, my nigga. I worked there. I worked at Athlete's Foot in the mall at Security Square Mall. I worked at Athlete's Foot. Worked at Athlete's Foot in the mall, and I worked at the movie theater. I used to run the movies and shit. If I didn't run the movies through, you wasn't getting no movies, my nigga. So yeah, I worked there when I was in high school at 16, and the girl named Tierra Bird, the Bird family, BYRD, Tierra Bird, and her father and them, they went to the church off of Rogers Avenue and Liberty Road. I forgot the name of it, but Rogers and Liberty. There was that church right. It's still there. It's a church there. She used to go to that church, and she would invite me to her church, and I would go there. So I never was in the streets and shit. You know what I'm saying? I never was in the streets and stuff. I was always in church, my nigga. And there's no such thing as gang violence in my city. You just had people was from there they was from the certain street that they was from, and they repped the street that they was from. I'm from Park Heights and Oakford, or I'm from Park Heights and Wiley, Park Heights and Cold Spring, or Park Heights and whatever. Or I'm from Ricestown and this, or Westport, whatever the fuck. I'm from Emerson and whatever. I'm from the Junction. You would just rep the area that you were from. You wouldn't rep like I'm a gang. So then you had the flight jackets. When the flight jackets first came out with the orange inside, the flight jackets first came out, people would get the little the calligraphy on the back of their shirts to rep the street that they was from, because all the streets wasn't known. So some people would rep the street they was from. The main street that was like really crazy like that was these CVS boys, and they cut CVS, but CVS boys, and they would be real, disrespectful and shit like that. But that's what people started doing, repping that street. So if you had a flight jacket, you would put like Park Heights or whatever on your flight jacket, get like the little calligraphy on there, get the guy to etch it in the back of the jackets or whatever. People was doing that. But still, man, there was no gang shit, no Crip, no blood shit. Not my whole life I have seen that, my nigga. Like, from a little boy growing up, there was never a person tripping over red and blue. You never seen red and blue bandanas and shit. You never seen niggas just getting shot the fuck up or beat the fuck up on some Crip and blood shit. Some shit didn't exist. Plus, I was in church all the time, so I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. So for y'all to be like feeling like you set tripping because you think I'm set tripping or I'm hiding some shit, my nigga, y'all need to go to fucking Baltimore. Stop using me as a fucking reason to feel some kind of way you feeling and shit. Stop using me and shit. Just fucking go to Baltimore and chill there for a second. Vacation there for a minute. Travel and shit. But y'all ass is so fucking fucked up. You can't. You'll go to Baltimore, a nigga wearing red or a nigga wearing blue. You tripping and shit. Niggas gonna be like, get the fuck out of our city. So you prove that you can't go no fucking where. You know what I'm saying? You try to go on a vacation. You ain't going on a vacation in another fucking country. As far as it go, you got to go to another country to go on a vacation because you can't go nowhere in the States. Because you gonna see somebody wearing a color red or blue and you gonna go crazy. In the military, y'all was just like that, my nigga. Imagine a nigga in the military. You were airman. You with group green. You got different colors. You got yellow, green. You got yellow, green, purple, tan, red, and blue. So depending on what group you on or what group you from, that's the color. So somebody could have felt some kind of way over the colors and shit of the airmen and started some crip and blood shit, start set tripping and shit on the ship. And it got so bad to where niggas that are in positions of authority now in the military, like high ranking officers, E8s, 9s, and 10s and shit. Oh, whatever the fuck. You up there in rank, chief, master chief, senior chief. Sorry, chief, senior chief, master chief. You up there. You a chief, my niggas. How's you go on the enlisted? You a chief and shit, master chief. So you in the chief bracket and shit. You used to be a set tripper and shit. You was cripping or you was blooding or whatever. Now you in a high ranking position. You still a set tripper. It's just that you can hide that shit better and put the military shit first and kind of put that shit behind you. You made it. You was able to let that shit go. But it don't mean you still can't get triggered. If the right person come along, or if Snoop or somebody or Suge Knight actually came to your face and was like, and really pulled it out of you and shit, you went from a master chief or a lieutenant, whatever the fuck, to just start set tripping and shit. So now you can't hold it no more. You snap back and shit. Because these niggas is old as you and shit. So you definitely gonna snap. Because like, hold on, these niggas in the same age bracket as me. So you gonna go way, way back. These new niggas, you not really feeling it because they new young niggas. Whatever the fuck. So that's what I'm saying, yo. That's just another note. But, God, yo. I'm saying so much. Losing my train of thought. But I'm just saying, imagine that, my nigga. You on a ship with all of these niggas. Aircraft carriers. You got planes. They got to land and shit. Y'all start set tripping and shit. You found out that the flight pilot was a blood or some shit. And you a crip and shit. And you got to guide this guy off the fucking flight deck. You make sure the fucking rubber is not there. You make sure the fucking, I forgot what it's called. You make sure that, the catch is not there and shit. And he try to catch the catch. And you act like you slipped up. Oh shit, I meant to put the catch there and shit. This nigga, missed the catch and the plane fly off the front of the fucking ship into the water, into the ocean. This nigga drown and shit. Or get grounded up under the ship, under the rudders and shit. Cause your dumb ass was set tripping and you made sure the thing didn't catch the plane and shit. That's how bad it can get. You know what I'm saying? Or you in the middle of the ocean, niggas start firing torpedoes from fucking Russia and shit, but y'all set tripping at the same time and shit. That shit dumb as shit. Dumb. Imagine that, my nigga. I gotta depend on you. We supposed to be fighting some outside enemies or some shit like that. But how the fuck the nigga that's right next to me is my enemy? So I can't even trust the niggas on the same ship I'm on. That's how bad it got. So it was like, nah, the captain was like, fuck that. These niggas ain't gonna kill my ass. How the fuck we supposed to be in the same team, but niggas trying to kill me and shit? So the captain, they put a whole halt on everything. Put a halt on everything. And pushed me out. They had to cover for me the whole time. Cause this matter was so special that they had to like off record me, my nigga. And they erase all of the good record. They erase all of my records. They erase everything that I did in the military, from boot camp till I was to the point I was in the ship. So them erasing my records made it look like I had no military experience, or I did nothing, because the shit was so. It was such a real situation that we had to handle this in such a real way. That's how Obama got in office, because these guys, we're sophisticated people now. But you talking about cripping and blooding. You took everybody back to 96 and 95 when Pac died. So niggas, they switch flip. So you had let's say you have an Obama from 95 or 96. You heard that the niggas was cripping and blooding and the shit. And George Bush went to find somebody that he knew was a gutter nigga that can handle this shit. George Bush go find somebody. He find Obama and shit. Oh, I got this. I'm from the Shah. We don't do that shit. I got this. So Obama go up in there like, who the fuck want to be set tripping and shit up in here? That's what I'm saying. So it got like that. Who want to be playing around and shit? Because the matter is like, y'all niggas want to be set tripping in the military. So Obama made a promise and shit. We gonna have to handle y'all niggas. Because why the fuck y'all playing around like that in the military? So I just had to let y'all know, yo, that shit is crazy. But that's the few things I needed to let you know. The first thing was, I don't give a fuck about your physical appearance, my nigga. Do you love me? Do you even know what the fuck love is? Are you an emotional ass person? Do you fucking trigger off of your emotions before you ask questions? Are you the type of woman that would sit down with your husband? If I'm your husband, you would sit down with me and ask questions about how I'm feeling, knowing that I have the communication capacity to answer your questions and to give you the detailed answer that you're looking for. I'm very mature and know how to express myself with words good enough to answer any question you have about me. It just maybe you don't. So you rather prefer to get emotional. But are you the type of woman that can sit down with me, honey, I have a question, and then ask me the question and be serious about it. Let me know how you feeling and I can answer your question before you get emotional. And the next thing you know, 5 weeks later, you want a divorce and I don't know what the fuck the issue is. Okay? So I don't give a fuck about your physical beauty. That shit is stupid to me. Ride your whole life on physical beauty because you know how niggas can't control their dicks and shit. Nigga, trophy ass niggas out here. They just want trophies and shit. They not husbands. I'm only speaking for myself. So that, the first thing. The second thing is, I'm only concerned about moral compatibility. But just being equally yoked with me. Or having a desire that's equal to mine. If your desire is that you desire that the most Heavenly Father, thy will be done, or Heavenly Father, your desire be done. Either one, same thing, pretty much. If that's your desire and you lacking information that I have, we still can work because that's your desire. You're only going to grow and blossom. And I'm here to help you grow and blossom. And then I can just marry you when the time is right. But in the meantime, I can just teach you. But your desire, your moral compatibility, do we desire the same things? Do we want to walk the same path? Are we serious the same about the Creator? Or are we fucking playing Jesus games, my nigga? It's like, are you going to be Jesus in your way through life? Is the truth that important enough for you to be like, fuck that, I'm following the truth? Or you going to be like, nah, man, I'm going to say, I got to eat and shit, so I got to do this, I got to do me, got to do what I got to do. No matter how hard I teach you, you're still going to say Jesus. And then get mad at me for saying, his name not Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shah. Or are you going to hold truth? Like, what is your moral compatibility level? Is it the same as mine or not? That's all I'm concerned about. You can be pretty as you want to be, but ugly as shit for real. We not going to connect. Because I need peace in my life, my nigga. I'm tired of getting my hearts breaking by women that's not compatible to me. Just emotional and just physical appearance and shit like that. Flowing with emotions and shit. The thought of marrying me, the thought of the wedding and all that shit, it makes you flutter. But after that, we not compatible. We don't see eye to eye on moral things. We don't reason. It's like all that shit. We don't reason the same together. All right, and that. And the third one was all this military shit and the Crip and Blood shit. I don't have a Crip and Blood background. There's no such thing as that in my city. I only had a biblical background and a biblical upbringing throughout my whole life. I was always in church. Always in church or always some kind of Bible study or something like that. And that's it. So miss me with the dumbass set tripping shit. I'm just looking at y'all as like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Only thing I got in my brain space is this Bible shit. So leave me the fuck alone about it. So I don't know what else to tell y'all. So that's the question to y'all. What is it? The tampon ass chicks and shit. Your Eva Joy Bartaquillos and shit. You know, y'all whole fucking crew. I don't give a fuck about you being white, Eva Joy. I don't give a fuck if you pale face white. I don't give a fuck if you ain't got no cheeks. I don't give a fuck if you can't juggle your jugs and shit. You don't got the jiggly jugglies and the flubbly bubblies and shit. I don't give a fuck. Who are you and shit in your heart? You know? Can you love me? Can you be compatible with me morally? Can you see yourself following my path? Can you see yourself being led by me? Not questioning me and shit. Doubting me and shit like that. You feel iffy one day. You start questioning me about some shit because you feel iffy. But you don't really want to get to know. You know what I'm saying? What is it going to be? Can you see yourself being with me, following me? You trust me? You trust the way I'm going? Or you just going to be a problem and shit? Just this pretty ass girl, emotional and shit about her physical appearance and shit, insecure and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. I be seeing all of these Asian women and all of these brown women. We don't give a fuck about that for real, my nigga. They be them free ass niggas that be free and shit. Free men it be them. You free, you're not a slave, you can do whatever you want. All you need is a certain amount of money. You can get a woman to your preference and shit. It's just that some women, they just got flubbly bubblies. Some women don't. Some women got breasts, some women don't. It's just that a man can still choose a woman based on physical appearance as well. Me, if you asking just me, I don't give a fuck. I'm caring about who are you. I'd rather be with Nikki Lily than all of y'all insecure ass bitches and shit. If she'll be willing to live the life that I'm living, from the modesty to the moral compatibility, the chastity, sobriety, the culture and everything. Living the Torah. Nikki Lily with the eye messed up. I marry the shit out of her. Have a whole family and fuck everybody. And just tend to us and our family. Before I be with one of y'all super pretty ass bitches that can't fucking get off your face with the powder and shit. I'm saying y'all just be overdoing that shit thinking you know what men want for real. Men don't want that. It's just trophy shit. But because you're not giving men shit, but beautiful ass makeup and shit, they just gonna choose the best trophy that they can find, the best doll that they can find on the fucking market. Cause you ain't talking and shit. You don't got no morality. You can't teach them shit. You can't stand side by side. You can't govern shit with them. You in a marriage with him. He gotta govern people and shit. He got a whole crew of people he gotta govern. You're not good at governing. You don't talk or nothing. You're not wise. You just it's like all that shit is what it be. So y'all need to understand, we don't give a fuck about that shit. It's just that whatever you giving us, we're going to choose the best out of that. You know what I'm saying? No man want a quiet ass woman. A woman should be able to communicate in the way of piety and morality and right living justly on camera and off camera. It shouldn't be where women just on the fucking camera powdering their face and not talking about moral things. You're not giving words of holiness to people in none of your fucking videos. You just in there showing your food and shit. Y'all quick as shit to show what you eating, but slow as shit to say something wise out your mouth or say something holy out your mouth. If you're talking, you're just making a bunch of fucking excuses like, you know, life is hard or some shit. You making fucking excuses for the guilt in your heart. This is the only time women talk. They be guilty and shit. They feel guilty in their heart, so they say some shit in the camera to get people off them so they can keep showing food pictures and shit. But you don't see women in the camera actually giving people words of wisdom, giving people fresh water, fresh air with the words that they say, the wisdom that's coming out of their heart. Because ain't shit in their heart. Just fucking a bunch of fucking pretty ass emotional bitches. That's what it be. So I don't give a fuck about your physical appearance. Stop fucking asking me. I don't give a fuck if you got a butt, don't got a butt. I just have a small insecurity because my heart got fucked up. I got shot 3 times by both my wives and shit. About my dick is small. So now I have a small insecurity about tall women. So I would prefer to have a woman that's shorter than me, about 4 inches, 4 to 5 inches and lower and shit. I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7". I need a woman that's about 5'4" and shit. 5'4" and below. I'm gonna say 5'3" and below. You know what I'm saying? It depends how skinny you are. Like I'm gonna need a girl with like a small butt, 5'4". You know what I'm saying? No breasts, no cheeks. Something that I know that if she get pregnant and have a baby, after the baby is born, my dick still can feel good. You know what I'm saying? No matter if she say some disrespectful shit or not, like, your dick too small. I know for sure that my dick not too small. So it won't hit me as hard and shit. That's what I'm thinking. You know? Because she might say some disrespectful shit in her emotions. But at least I know it's not going to affect me because I know my dick ain't too small for a pussy and shit. But a bitch that's my height or taller going to be like, your dick too small. And I'm going to really think my dick too small because we the same height. You know what I'm saying? She probably used to size 10 inches dicks and shit like that. Who knows what the fuck? She wasn't a virgin. If she wasn't a virgin before I met her, I'm automatically assuming if she say your dick too small, then she had niggas that was dicks way bigger than mine. That's what I'm assuming. Because you wasn't a virgin. Now, if you was a virgin, then I'm going to feel like, girl, shut the fuck up. Because you was a virgin when I was with you. So you just emotional and shit. But if you wasn't a virgin, I'm going to get affected. I'm going to get shot. Yes, I know my ex-wife, Jenny Rose Panner, wasn't a fucking virgin. They was lying and shit. Trying to cover their tracks to make it look like she was a virgin. Because after we had sex, she was like, I'm coming on my period. Why would you say you coming on your period? If, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have been that you felt like you was coming on your period. Because we both thought you were a virgin. So after we had sex, if any blood was coming out, it was going to be, oh, that's your virgin blood. Like I broke your hymen. But no, you said, I'm coming on my period. So I was like, but that's your hymen blood. No, I'm coming on my period. I'm spotting. I'm coming on my period. So you coming on your period? What about your hymen? Did you like? No, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? The disrespect. So that's how I knew that my first wife, Jenny Rose Panner, wasn't a virgin. Because she told me she was coming on her period. After we had sex. For to consummate our marriage. We said that we did our marriage vows. And then we consummated the marriage by having marital intercourse physically. And she was, bleeding and spotting or whatever. The blood was there. But it was like, she was like, I was like, yeah, this, I got her hymen. I got her virginity and we're married now. But she was like, no, I'm coming on my period. So basically it was being disrespectful to me. But my thing is, if I told you I don't want to be with you 8 fucking times and you still pressing me about being with me, why the fuck you want to feel like you want to hurt me all of a sudden? Like, I want to hurt this nigga. After you see he don't want a problem and shit. I don't want no problems. You like, but I want a fucking problem. For what? I'm not giving you a reason to want a problem with me. But you want a problem with me, so you want to hurt my heart and shit? I got to break this nigga's heart spaces and shit. I want to fuck him and then say, I'm coming on my period. You ain't getting no virgin out this bitch. But the whole time I'm telling you, I don't have sex and shit. So what the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas' heart spaces and your brains, how you be thinking? You just think niggas out here just want to fuck for a living? You not knowing that I'm here to go to the holy... Like, y'all know who the fuck Rabbi Roberto is and who he used to be. I don't know who the fuck this man is. I'm thinking this man is just a rabbi. That mean well. You know this nigga got a pass. So you thinking me associated with him, I'm with what he with. But you got to realize it like, yo, he from America. This nigga is like 28 years old from America. Like, this nigga ain't even old enough to be knowing Roberto Fortu. Never even been to the Philippines before. So how the fuck he gonna be about some dirt with this nigga? Like, how you gonna be about some dirt with him? Like, you can't associate him with what we know about this guy from his past. You gotta see them as what he here for. Okay, to yeshiva school. What's that about? You know what I'm saying? You gotta start talking and shit. It's crazy. And also wanted to say to end this, don't think I ain't catch on to you, Lin, or should I say Yam? Because Yam, you look just like Lin. Don't think I ain't catch on to the fact that I'm popping up in Putlos and you probably had some girl named Lin looking like you, Yam, who also keep the Torah somewhere else in Passaic City or Passaic City, somewhere you was at. I was talking to you online or whatever the case about the Torah and that you had an assembly there in the Philippines and I wanted to come to your assembly to hold the Sabbath day or whatever. I just wanted to visit you, and if you was in a relationship and I was talking to her, that wasn't a dating site. That was on Facebook. So Yam looks like Lin, so don't think I overlooked that. I did notice that, Yam, but I just didn't want to disrespect the situation. I'm just, minding my business, but I'm blind to the facts that Enzel and all these people that knew who I was, even Eva Joy Bartaquillo, were privy to me being in the Philippines, because Eva Joy was in my class in college in America, in Baltimore City. So I'm understanding that she probably like, where'd the white go? Oh, he in the Philippines. The fuck? She probably sent for like, hold on, call somebody up to go find out where the fuck I'm at type shit. So yeah, I'm privy to understanding that. Lin Panner looks like Yam, the girl named Yam, who is, maybe I can find her in Facebook one day. I'll look for her or whatever, so you can know who Yam is. It's another person I used to talk to that asked like if I can go to assembly and stuff like that, cause they kept the Sabbath day, whatever. So it's just small little gems and jewels for you. It's better to just talk to you specifically, but I'm just trying to like it gets tiring trying to give general videos, yo. It gets tiring because I don't know if I'm answering your question all the way or not. And then y'all still be having fucking emotions after I say all of this. Or you don't listen to the video long enough. And if it's something that I needed to answer specifically, you waited like a whole hour and some change to get to the answer. Like, damn, I finally got the answer an hour and something later. But if you'd have told me specifically out your mouth what the question you had was, I could have just answered that first and then do the general shit to the energy questions. It'd just be hard. But if you like listening to me talk, yeah, you won't get through the whole shit. But yeah, I just had to say that, man. Those are my things. I don't give a fuck about your physical appearance. I'm more about moral compatibility. As it says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Now, the reason why I'm also more connected to Christians also is because it could be easier for them to take the same exit I took. Because I used to be a hardcore Christian too. I used to pass out chick tracts. I used to be downtown at the harbor, passing out tracts like, do you know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I was hardcore shit. You couldn't tell me shit, my nigga. I was the hardest nigga out there. It's the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I was hard as shit like that guy, like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I was like that guy, the Spanish guy saying Jesus Christ and shit. I was hardcore as shit. But then I realized, hold on, something not adding up here. My heart got touched. And when my heart got touched, I started seeing something. And then I started being curious, and then I looked into it. I got a trigger. At first, I was hardcore. I was closed. I wasn't listening to nothing else. I thought everybody fucking else was lying. Even Jewish people. I'm thinking Jewish people don't believe in the Savior, so they fucking lies. They liars and shit because they don't believe in the Savior. The whole time, like, I'm not realizing it's deeper than... It's like I had a spell on me. And I thought that the truth was, like, real simple, like Christian simple. And it wasn't really complex to get to it. But I got triggered because my desire was really for truth, and that's how it happened. So yeah, man, moral compatibility, and I lean towards Christians more because they have the same book in their hands, so they can end up finding the same exit as I did, because that's how I found the exit through Christianity. So they could take the same exit. So I feel like I could reach them easier than I could reach anybody else, like Muslim or something like that, because then they come out of a different book, so it'll be harder for them. But the modesty is the same Hebraic modesty. It's just whatever America put in the media about these different nations and stuff is lies, my nigga. Like, America told you 9/11 happened by Bin Laden and them and shit. Like, 9/11 happened by some guys with clothes on and shit. No, it didn't, my nigga. Everybody know a 9/11 was an inside job. Stop being stupid and shit. You just see a nigga with some modest clothes on and want to call him a terrorist and shit. Why, I'm terrorizing you with modesty? Shut the fuck up. Sound dumb as shit now. I got with that shit a long time ago because how that shit happened. Niggas ran a plane into the Twin Towers and shit. So they just start saying some shit and blamed a bunch of random ass niggas, and we really believe that shit. We believe anything the news said and shit. CNN said that these niggas was the person, these niggas was the problem, and we believed it. But it wasn't. It was an inside job. Everybody knew that. That shit was demolition style. So how the fuck you had the time to do that shit? So anyway, stop blaming niggas with clothes. I don't know. I'm just going off. Asian women, they don't really give a fuck about nothing, my nigga. They accept how I feel about women's physical features and physical appearance. I don't give a fuck about that. I just gotta keep saying that. I don't care. If you love me, I love you. That's it, period. If you love me, I love you, and I'm gonna love you all the way. That's it. Ain't no man gonna take care of a woman, spend all this fucking money on you, like your pussy is like, I'm about to start like getting superpowers and shit. No, nigga, like your pussy ain't all that to be like me to like, once I start licking your pussy or I have sex with you and I bust a nut in your pussy, I'm about to put a Superman cape on and start flying through the fucking sky and shit. Stop acting like y'all pussy is gonna take a nigga to heaven or some shit like that. Stop acting like that. For a nigga to be spending 500,000 pesos on your shit like that. Your shit ain't all that. Just you making it just sex. No, nigga. A man get about 2 or 3 nuts and he got to do something else. Niggas not gonna be sitting there wanting to have sex with you all fucking day like you the best fucking thing in the world. A nut ain't all that. Pussy ain't all that. For you to a man to be spending all this money on you like that. So yeah, if I'm spending money on you like that, yeah, I gotta love you, right? So the same thing when it comes to anything else. Stop making it your flesh all the fucking time. Oh, my pretty looks and my looks. Fuck your looks. Do you love me and shit? You know? Yeah, but I also got conditions too. Okay, what's the conditions? Let's just put everything on the table. Stop making about my butt and my this. Whatever. That just means you don't have anything. You don't have any kind of morality in your heart. So you putting everything on your physical features and shit to get a man. Cause if you open your fucking mouth, you're gonna sound dumb as shit. You ain't gonna say shit holy. You don't want anything holy. You just want a man to take care of you. You don't want to really love a man. So you putting everything on your physical features, your physical beauty and shit like that. How pretty do I look? First thing a righteous man is thinking is that this woman is not righteous. She don't have a moral compass or a moral compatibility with me. She's not holy. She don't have a desire towards holiness because first thing she's talking about is how she looking and shit. So that's what we notice. Otherwise, you're gonna be talking and shit, trying to express your wisdom to the man. You're trying to show the man that you're knowledgeable and wise. You know, you have wisdom. That's what you're gonna try to show the man. So yes, fuck your pretty looks. If you just so happen to be pretty, I'm so happy that you're pretty also. Yeah, baby, I like your breasts, or I like the way your body shape is. I like your brown skin and shit. I like your hair, your smile and shit. I like your smile and shit. We like that too, but it's like, I don't want to say all that, but then you like a disrespectful ass bitch and shit, and then I'm gonna swallow my good words like, yeah, I did say you was beautiful and shit, but you so fucking disrespectful. Said the shit that come out your ass is bigger. The shit that come out your ass is bigger than my dick. Now your beautiful looks don't mean shit to me no more. So yeah, watch your mouth and shit. You got to be morally compatible. That's all I care about. Not your looks, your moral compatibility. Your moral compatibility. That's it. And if we're equal to each other, as far as like, yes, moral compatible. Whatever, man. I'm just talking too much, losing words. I'm under attack. Niggas trying to fuck me up while I'm trying to talk at the same time. So sorry, yo. It's just too much fucking interaction around me and shit. Cause I'm talking and shit, niggas just trying to get in my eye spaces and shit with all these fucking lights and shit, all this fucking popping up and creeping up and shit. Cause you don't wanna let me go and shit. You wanna have this fucking stronghold on my fucking life and existence and shit for the Philippines. Bunch of Filipino ass bitches wanna repossess me and shit and bring me back to the Philippines. Fuck the Philippines for all of that. I wanna go the fuck back there, my nigga. Why the fuck I wanna go back to a place where a woman don't give a fuck about me, scamming the shit out of me, told me my dick is too small and shit, and I ain't giving no reason to say that shit, and I ain't even want to fucking talk to her and shit. Out of respectfully, I didn't want to talk to her. It wasn't that she was ugly. I didn't want to talk to her because I got respect for the people. Respect for the people, the father, the mother, your whole nation. I came in with 100% fucking respect. I even had respect for Eva Joy Bartaquillo. Like, nah, I can't because Eva Joy Bartaquillo, yo, she's a good girl and shit. I don't see nothing bad with Filipinas and shit. I wouldn't want to do that, yo. Like, y'all is like a good people. You just be taking somebody girl and shit. You gotta have somebody you love. I'm respectful of shit. I didn't say no because you was ugly. I said no because I'm respectful. I see your father right there. He tall as me. Your father brown like me and the same height as me. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't say that it's a penis size thing or whatever the fuck, or some kind of envy or some shit, or whatever the fuck. It just was, he's an ex-police officer. He's feeling me and shit, and I'm understanding that I'm the strange guy in your country and shit. So you gonna give me to the, I understand all of that shit, my nigga. But you definitely not gonna play the card where you gonna break my heart and shit. Like, you doing your police work. I'm a subject. But you ain't gonna give your daughter to me to marry and shit, and then take her from me and shit. You ain't gonna do that shit like as if I'm completely this disrespectful ass man that don't honor marriage. Like, you ain't gonna do that. You look like an upstanding guy. You a police officer, like, you ain't gonna be like that and shit. Disrespect the shit out of me and shit. You not gonna disrespect me on that level. You gotta see that I have some honor about myself. I'm here talking about the word of God, so you gotta know that I respect marriage. So you ain't gonna do nothing like that. So, I don't know, yo. So yeah, that's my only thing I got, yo. I don't care about your physical attraction. As long as we morally compatible or you have the same desire that I have towards God, the Creator, the Most High Yah. And my only exception is height. I don't want a woman my height, or I would prefer not to have a woman my height or taller. Because I'm gonna automatically feel like when I'm having sex with her, she's thinking in the back of her mind, my dick too small, and I need to go buy some penis enlargement pills for $93 again and shit. I literally bought penis enlargement pills because my wife said my dick too small. I didn't read into that shit or nothing. She said it so fucking sharp, you couldn't read into it. A man could not read. It's like, I never told a woman her ass was too small or your breast is too small. I never felt like that or could feel like that. When I see a woman, I'm looking at her heart, how she's feeling about life and her emotions, her pain, her joys. How can I make her happy? Can I massage your feet, baby? I'm thinking about her tears and how I can comfort her from her tears or whatever fucking pain she got. That's what I'm looking at, my nigga. You, not your fucking bag. So I don't have that fucking issue and shit. Fucking crazy. Y'all got that issue. You a little too chubby and shit. You need to go to the gym and shit. Well, fuck you. Because I could say some shit about you. But I don't. I'm not looking at that. My nigga is like, yo, whatever, man. Whatever, man. That's why I don't see, like, that's why I put Doobie Cake's picture here and shit. So y'all can know it's not about her fucking physical attraction and shit. It's about we connected. We connected on a metaphysical level, on a missionary level. We connected. So I felt like, let's just keep going with the mission because I started making more music. I was started making more raps and music. I was connected and shit. It was like I was eating and shit. Like I got a wife. I can eat now. I can do stuff. Without a wife, you can't do shit. A man can't do shit without a wife. So it felt good being connected with her and stuff like that. But then it was like she started blocking me and shit. And I knew it was because of physical attraction. She too fucking pretty and shit for a man like me. So it just it hindered me. So I stopped making raps and shit. Then it was Calcimus. But then the same thing. So I stopped making raps again. So it's just like, then it was Ariana Grande. Then y'all cut Ariana Grande off and shit. Because she's Ariana Grande. You know, she don't deserve somebody or whatever the fuck. You feel like people don't deserve shit. So then I stopped making raps again. You saying, without a wife, I can't eat. Or without a woman that I'm betrothed to, I can't eat. Or whatever I'm interested in. Like, we're sharing energy towards each other. Intimate energy towards each other. Like, I like you, you like me. So our energy is exchanging between each other, you know? So now I can do stuff. No matter where I go, what I do, even if I get a job, I still can't move without a wife. I'm just in a zombie-ass rotation. Go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Fucking zombie-ass rotation, no creativity or nothing. Dead inside. But I put her here to let you know, this beautiful woman, I don't give a fuck about how beautiful she is, really. I don't. She just popped up on my scroll up and we just start connecting. And that's how it was. And we did a lot of shit together. When it came to even Queen Elizabeth. You know, when Queen Elizabeth died, we had to go save her soul out of the fucking hospital and shit. The metaphysical hospital. She was downstairs in the basement. We had to save her and shit and get her soul out of there. They was trying to throw her in hell and shit. So we had to save her. So we did a lot of shit together when she went to Barcelona. Doobie Cake's head. When she went to Barcelona, I was with her in the metaphysical, trying to get her out of the top of the Barcelona castle and shit, trying to get her teleport out and shit. We did a lot of metaphysical missions together. Another time, her friends turned her back on her, and they threw her over the balcony and shit. In the metaphysical, the same girls. It was some girls. They was at some kind of like eating spot. They hijabi girls at an eating spot. It was like nighttime. There was all whatever the fuck. And I saw this on her feed. And then I had a metaphysical encounter. And they threw her off the fucking balcony and shit. Like, fuck this bitch. Threw her off the balcony. And I came and saved her from being like falling or some shit. I came and saved her. Then she put me on like a pair of clothes and shit. And went back. And then there was a fucking hot air balloon involved and shit. You know, like an elevator. I don't know what the fuck they explained. It was like some fucking hot air balloon, but it was an elevator at the same time. She went back, like, showing like, yeah, see, he's really good and shit. He can save me, to prove to them that I can save them and shit because I saved her. Sally Diggs also was there. That's on my Instagram and shit like that, and on my Facebook page. I think it's Sadi or Sally Diggs, whatever. Look out, whatever. She was there in that meta encounter, like mad, and they was just mad that, you know, at her for whatever the fuck, jealousy, envy, or whatever the fuck. Then I had to save her life again another time. You know, it was a dark ass environment, and I had to save her and get on the top of the roof, and it was a flood of water, but the water looked like bulls, like a bunch of giant bulls with horns on their heads running through the fucking shit. And I had to I was carrying her like a doll and shit, and I put her on top of the thing, the roof, and I climbed on top of the roof, but my foot broke. One of the bulls hit my foot. I don't know if it was, I forget if it was my left foot or my right foot. I think it was my left foot. I forget which foot it was. Hit my foot, and I could feel my foot break off, and it was dangling. So I got on the roof, climbed on the roof, and rolled over, and she tried to mend my wounds and shit, like heal my foot back up and like wrap it up and stuff like that. And she was like really grateful that I saved her life. And then these other girls come up, I think like a lady that looked like her mother was like, "Oh, so long as you really love my daughter and shit, I really don't care. I see that y'all really like connect." She was there in the meta encounter and stuff like that. Also, Jordan Davis was there and shit. He was there looking at it in the parking lot. Like, well, if the white don't show up, I'll save you and shit. Like, I'm here, Jordan. I got her. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And so Jordan Davis was in that one. That's who she was talking to in the parking lot before I came to save her. Was a guy named Jordan Taylor Davis. So yeah, man. Stupid shit, man. But it wasn't that these encounters were like, I don't know, man. We just had a lot of metaphysical encounters together, and I wasn't the only one talking about it. Like, she was also letting me know that she saw me and stuff like that. And, you know, like, have you ever had a dream where you seen somebody and it was like the realest time that all this shit that she was saying, like that type stuff. So we connected, man. So I felt good about it. I was able to be creative again and do stuff, you know. But, you know, people get envious and jealous, and so they cut you off. So you go back to being stuck looking for a wife. And it just be women be emotional. Now with the Asian women, it's just, I don't know what the fuck it is with the Asian women, my nigga. I don't know what it is with y'all. The Filipino women are the main ones and shit. The motherfuckers that be like, they fucking crock baraka people and shit, and they just like eating your body and shit like that. That's all they want to do is eat you like food and shit. They don't even take the time to like cook you and shit, like season the food, fry it up with some oil and shit. They don't take the time to do none of that. They don't fry it. They just eat your raw organs and shit like monsters and shit. Like animals, they just rip your teeth into your skin and shit and scarf that shit down like a dog and shit, and didn't even savor the taste or nothing. That's how they be, just eating your fucking ass, eating you like a zombie and shit. Like, damn, yo, like if you gonna eat me, my nigga, at least like cut that shit up and shit. Make some fry that shit up, and nigga get some oil, get some salt and pepper and shit. Fuck is y'all doing and shit? Shit got no seasoning on that shit. Y'all eating that shit like it's the best taste of shit ever. Is y'all really trying to eat, or is y'all just like, what the fuck, trying to just like destroy a nigga? Acting like you want to eat for real. Cause in the human world, you be eating and shit like, oh, this food is so tasty and shit. But you a demon for real with baraka teeth. You ain't even tasting the food and shit. Shit ain't got no salt and pepper, no seasoning, no meat tenderizer. That shit ain't got no magic syrup or nothing. That shit is just like, what the fuck is y'all doing? At least put some magic syrup on that nigga before you eat the nigga heart and shit. Just eating the nigga like a zombie and shit. Y'all niggas just different. That's all the Filipino women want to do. They just want to eat my ass. And they just using any kind of inventive ass emotions to try to get me to like get into their hands or be in their hands and shit. And America just want to play into that shit because they have they just have a conquering agenda. They just don't want to let the slaves go. So they with it. Wherever they can find an opening to keep the slaves, they just with that shit. That's all it is. Shit dumb for real. Come on, man, my face. So it's just all this same ass shit, my nigga. My fucking face, people in my face and shit. But I just had to see all of that, man. Baraka ass teeth people. Doobie Cakes is a giant ass black bird with wings and shit. She looked like those bird box birds and shit. Or that Sandra Bullock played in. She like one of those bird box birds and shit. Where like soon as you look into the distance, you start getting possessed and shit and can't control your body and shit. Then you start crashing into something. Bird Box. I think it's called Bird Box, the movie. She looked like one of the bird box birds. You know, all black bird box bird. As well as a bird. El Sagir. A bird. Like she's a bird. She's a bird box bird and shit. Just like a little girl and shit. They bird box birds and shit. From Azazel. The black ball guy and shit. You know, Azazel. Bird box birds. Some of them look like some of them look like robots, like spinning blade balls and shit, like Azilla, she always butt ass naked in the camera and shit with the hijab on and all of that shit. So, painting her titties and shit. So it's like it's her, but she's a black ball blade from the Kaaba Stone shit, Azazel, and then Doobie Cakes is a fucking bird box bird, a black bird box bird. A bird's a black bird box bird. They be people and shit. They be black people and shit. Like, I don't know, man. They just be beings and angelic hosts and giants and shit like that. They just got human bodies, but it don't mean you can't get salvation still because you breathing. Like, why the fuck would you be back on earth in a physical form if you don't got a second chance? This is your second chance. So I don't be looking at it like, oh, you a bird box bird with fucking talons and shit. You got talons for feet. Like you look like one of those Max Payne birds and shit, snatching niggas out of the fucking window and shit. But that don't matter to me. You still can get salvation if you got a human body. You still can come to the Lord, come to the Most High, change your life. It's called repent. That word exists for a reason. You can still repent regardless of what you look like. Even Baraka teeth people can still repent. Else why would you be on earth if you can't repent and change your life and live holy? This is your second chance. Use it wisely. Choose this day whom you will serve, as the scriptures say. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Every time you read that scripture, this day is that day that you read it. So, I said a whole lot, yo. So that also goes to finalizing this. Akaili. I don't give a fuck about physical appearance, my nigga. I gotta say, I don't give a fuck about physical appearance and shit. I'm not a physical person and shit. Like, I'm not that guy and shit. When I was younger, my first girlfriend was J. Tiani Davis. She didn't have no fat butt and nothing like that. She was a small girl. She still don't got breasts. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case. Like, that shit don't matter to me. She did have big titties. She don't really got big breasts at all or whatever. And she don't have a big butt or nothing like that. But I loved her for her and shit. We made a promise of marriage and she got pregnant by another guy and shit. Like, we're gonna get married when we're gonna get married after high school. She was like, yeah, let's get married after high school because I can't have sex with you until we get married. And she was like, yeah, you right. So we made a promise to get married, laid out a family. I'm 16. We laid out a family plan. We're gonna go to Frostburg University. We're gonna take up computer science. We had a whole family plan, and we're gonna have a daughter and this, that. She went and got pregnant by the McDonald's manager guy, like the general manager at McDonald's and shit. She got pregnant by him and shit. And left my ass. So that promise of marriage turned me back into a virgin, according to the scripture. According to the Hebrew culture, if a woman is a runaway wife and you were a virgin when you was married to her or had a promise of marriage to her, you go back to being a virgin after 6 months to a year. That's the rule for women and men. You go back to being a virgin if you married a virgin. So if a woman married as a virgin and she became a widow, her husband died or something like that, or left her utterly the wrong way, then she goes back to being a virgin after 6 months to a year. She goes back to being a virgin, even though you don't have your hymen anymore. You was married and your husband died or your husband left you or something like that wrongfully. So you go back to being a virgin. So you can tell men you are a virgin wife. So they can know clearly that, oh, you were married as a virgin, but your husband died or your husband ran away from you or something like that or whatever the case. Like, yeah, I just was, only had one man and that was my husband, but this, that, and the third. And they were, oh, okay, so you are a virgin. So that's how men know that you're a virgin. So they'll still take you not being a virgin or whatever the case. They'll still take you because you are considered a virgin still. You only had one husband, blah, blah, or one man, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So the same thing with men. So if my wife left me, which they did, all of them, I had promises of marriage with them, but they all abandoned the promises of marriage. So I'll go back to becoming a virgin. That's why I keep telling people I'm a virgin. I don't have sex. If I was guilty of something or having a bad energy or character or something like that, then yeah, I'd be out here in the porn industry or some shit like that. But I'm a virgin. I always was trying to get married and a woman always played me. She flaked me and shit. But none of the women that I was with had big flubbly ass butts and shit like that you thinking, or big ass titties or some shit like that. No, they wasn't there's these women that you be seeing online with all these jiggly ass cheeks that no man can have except the horny ass niggas. Like, nobody can have these women. They just like toys and shit, or just like something to look at. Nobody can have sex with them and shit. So I'm not that guy, yo. I don't really care about the physical side of things. Other men do. That's why they be so aggressive and so possessive over women. Like, they don't want them to talk to somebody. It's because they looking at how pretty they look. You're not looking at how compatible you are with this guy. You're not looking at that. Because they're not looking at marriage is a lifelong thing. They're looking at just right now. And you don't have a holy mind. They don't have a righteous mindset. So I had to tell you that, Akile, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the physical flesh shit. I never did, never will. I only care about if you love me or not, and if we're morally compatible. You know, 1 John 5:3, the love of God. Do you have the love of Elohim, the love of God within your heart to give me? And what is that love of God? The commandments. Do you have the commandments within your heart? Do you live them? Do you dedicate your life to keeping those commandments so that you can love me? Otherwise, you're going to lie to me or some shit like that, or be covetous and start lusting after things or whatever. You're going to bear false witness or something like that. That's what I'm saying. Bear false witness, liar. You're not going to keep the Sabbath day. You're going to say Sunday. It's going to be stuff like that. Do you love me? By keeping the commandments of God, you have the love of God. So I know that you have the love of God. You can love me according to what love is to God. So that's how I'm looking at it. If you can love me or not. And do you know what love is? And all kind of stuff I'm looking at, man. I could talk for days, but let me just get off this damn thing, man. Say what I need to say. Please stop making me that guy, please. Please stop making me that guy. I'm not that guy that look at the physical side of things. Yes, women do be attractive because they throw that shit in your face, and I'm a single ass guy with a horny ass dick that, then I'm not gay and shit. That's the thing. That's why you're supposed to be modest and shit. But if you on Instagram or online and shit, and you see a bunch of twerking ass girls or a bunch of naked ass girls that really look good and shit, throwing that shit in your face and shit. Of course it's going to hit you and make you hot and shit. You just throwing shit at my face, like picking up a pile of mud and throwing it in my face. I'm getting hot because you hitting me, but I just can't do shit to you because I'm tied down. So if you take that and flip it, yeah, all these naked ass, pretty ass girls in my face that's popping up on my scroll up and shit. If my feed, whatever the fuck, you popping up on my scroll up feed, of course my dick gonna start jumping and shit. Oh shit, I didn't expect that and shit. So I get caught for like about 30 seconds, but because I'm deprived as a motherfucker, I get caught for like about 2 minutes and 30 seconds and shit. Got caught up in looking at this girl shaking her ass or moving her hips and shit because her body look good. And I'm hungry as shit. And I need a wife for real. But I'm starving like a motherfucker. Bones touching, looking like a skeleton and shit. But it's like, I be like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm tired of looking. Then it start making me mad because it's not what I desire. So my desire kicks in. Man, this is not what I desire. I desire marriage. So I shut the shit off and whatever the fuck. You can just look at my page in case you see some shit that can feed her, some holy words or something. Yeah, look at my page and shit. But other than that, I don't really give a fuck. It's just some lustful shit. It ain't no wholesome shit. So that's how it is. Still got to save somebody. Now, if I'm married, the rule is the women tend to the women, the men tend to the men. So if I have a wife, my wife can tend to the women. So I don't need all these naked ass girls, the sexy ass girls and shit. No matter what it could be your hips. You can have no butt, but you got nice ass hips. You know what I'm saying? You can have a nice butt, or you can have no breasts. Or you can have nice ass breasts with no butt. Or you could just have this fat ass pussy vagina V and it's attractive as shit. Or you got that little gap between your legs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just the way you like it and shit. All that shit. or you just got this nice ass, I'll see how far I can go. Whatever it is that attracts me to you, it just can be that. But it's not what I desire. Okay? I desire marriage. And for women, I need a wife to tend to these women so I can cut them off. All right, erase all of these women. Erase all of the women on my page. My wife can tend to the women. All these naked ass girls that's talking some, I want to find God and shit. My wife, you do that and shit. Don't even call me and shit. I don't want to talk to them and shit. If the woman want to talk to me, she got to talk to me while you there sitting there too. So you got to sit there, I'm sitting there, and we can talk to this naked butt ass woman, porn star ass girl about the Most High. So she can and then if it's not that, she got to present herself well too. Don't come as you are, my nigga. Do not come as you are with your pussy swinging out and shit. Your breasts and swinging out and your leggings on. Do not come as you are. Come modestly. If you're really trying to find holiness, you're going to come modestly. We're going to talk and communicate. You're not going to be distracting the husband and shit. Oh, you distracting the shit out the husband. Now the husband can't speak holy things to you. He's not hearing from God clearly. You fucking up my Wi-Fi signal with all this naked ass shit you got in my face with my wife sitting right here. So yeah, do not come as you are. Come modestly. If you modesty is how you're coming, then come as you are, because it's modesty. Unless it's a fake ass modesty. You know, we don't want that fake ass modesty. Your shoulders out. You know, if you move a little bit to the left or the right a little bit, your breast popping out the top of the shit. No, nigga, come modestly, fully clothed, modestly. We don't want to see shapes and figures and shit. If you're really coming to about God, and you want me there too, the husband there too. Otherwise, talk to my wife. She can tell you. But if it's something too hard, you gotta talk to me about. I gotta ask my husband about that. Then present yourself accordingly. But as far as all this online shit, I'm only doing that shit because I'm single and shit, and it need to be done. It needs to be done. The work needs to be done. The work must go on. The salvation must go on. But I wish I had a wife that can do this. Is another reason why I'm wanting to be married. I don't need all of this fucking energy hitting me and shit. Fucking me up, my nigga. Distracting me from reaching the Most High. I just want to be focused on the Most High. My wife, I can handle my conjugal duties and my marital duties with my wife and then focus on the Most High. I'm not that gluttonous ass guy or that unfocused ass man that need to be just like fucking all the time and having thousands of. I'm good with one time a day and shit. Once a day, I'm good. If we really not doing nothing in the house and we in the house all day, okay. Twice or three times a day and shit, because I'm off work today or something, or I've been off work for 2 or 3 days. I got off work so we can spend time together, so we can get like 2 or 3 days, because I ain't got to go to work tomorrow or some shit like that. And I'm going to be extra fucking tired and shit. Yeah, got it. But I'm not that guy, this horny ass, bunny ass guy and shit. It's trying to go all crazy and shit. So yeah, like I do know that if I have a smaller woman, I ain't got to be forcing I don't got to be forcing my stroke and shit like that. I can just be passionate. I can be soft. I can be easy. I don't want to be all this aggression at my back. I got a bad back and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? My spine crushed in my stomach. I don't want to be all over pumping and shit and to get a back pain. My back and shit. I gotta take your old ass to the fucking hospital and shit. You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta take me to the hospital and shit? Because I'm trying to over fucking shit. I'm not that guy. I'm the passionate, soft, sensual guy and shit. I'm not that hardcore porn industry. Throw your legs all the way behind your shit and try to break your fucking walls down. That's that angry ass shit. I'm a passionate guy, soft, calm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all that extra shit that y'all be looking for and shit. Angry ass sex and shit. And then after the passionate sex, we get just lay down and shit. You wash up before you have sex, then you wash up after sex. If you're trying to get pregnant, don't wash your vagina out, because you're trying to get pregnant by your husband. Otherwise, you wash your vagina out. Get a bottle of water. You douche your shit, because you now starting to have sex. So yeah, you wash before sex. And you wash after sex, including douching if you're not trying to get pregnant at the time, you know. But yeah, wash before and after you wash the perspiration off your body after you have sex with your husband, or husband and wife have sex, then you can lay down and have a comfortable ass sleep, clean, comfortable sleep with no perspiration, no sweat and shit. If you having a late night session, okay, we understand that's a late night ass session and shit. If you got children around and shit, we understand you can't have sex like you used to, because the children, that's when you got to go back to that soft sensual. You got to go back to that soft sensual sex and shit, where you real soft and quiet and shit, and you getting it off and shit. You can't be all loud. You know, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not that guy that be trying to pound and shit and go extra crazy and shit, trying to break your whole fucking body parts and shit. No, soft and calm and intimate and passionate. Long as it's feeling good, you're feeling pleasurable and stuff like that. I'm not that guy, yo. So yeah, man. And then once the intimate parts is over, you still can look at your wife in the eyes and give her a kiss and not roll over and be like, let me call a lift and shit. It's like back in the day, we're like, man, I need to call a cab and shit. That used to be the top joke. After you had sex with this girl, like you get like 3 nuts off and shit. And you're like, damn, she'll jump off and shit. That's what we used to say, she'll jump off. You jumped on her, got your nut off, about 2 or 3 nuts, then you jumped off and called the cab and got out of there. So we used to call women jump off. Oh, she'll jump off and shit. But I never did the jump off thing. It just was the joke of the school and shit. Or your friends used to make jokes, oh, she had jump off and shit. And you just knew what jump offs was. So you're not trying to get with a jump off. You scared as shit to get a jump off. But you end up getting a jump off anyway and shit. Got pregnant by the general manager at McDonald's and shit. Got pregnant and shit when you had a promise of marriage. But you be scared as shit to catch a jump off. And no, I haven't even talked to no girls. My first girlfriend was from Delaware. And she was a Jehovah's Witness, J. Tiani Davis. After that, it was another Jehovah's Witness because they found out Jade was playing around with me in the school, so they gave me Shanae Alice Thompson. She was Jehovah's Witness as well, and we went to the prom together. After that, I ain't had no fucking girlfriends. Ain't had no girlfriends and shit. I just was scared of Baltimore girls. Like, man, I'm scared of Baltimore girls and shit. So when I graduated high school, I didn't talk to no Baltimore girls. Actually, I talked to one named Kiara and shit, because we went to high school. She was from high school and she always liked me. She was the big girl out of her crew of homegirls. She was the big girl, and nobody really talked to her like that. And they always had a crush on Dwight and shit. So I talked to her. We worked at the movie theaters together, but she had a boyfriend, and she didn't tell me she had a boyfriend. I'm sorry to tell you, me and my boyfriend got back together. I'm like, how the fuck? I got mad. Like, why the fuck would you try to talk to me knowing you got a boyfriend or you working shit out with your ex-boyfriend? Like, don't do me like that, yo. Like, I'm Dwight. Everybody in Walbrook wanted to be with Dwight, but don't do me like that. You know how I am. I'm a good, faithful guy. Don't do me like that. She was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Dwight. Yeah, I just like you and shit. Everybody in the school, all the girls in the school liked you. I'm like, yeah, but don't do me like that, Sierra. Don't do me like that. A girl named Sierra. I was mad as shit. Come on, yo. So now I'm like, now you gonna leave me and shit? See, man, that's fucking me up, yo. I'm trying to be married and shit. Y'all keep making me look bad and shit. Making me look like I'm this jump around ass nigga and shit. That he had a lot of girlfriends and shit. No, it's not what I'm trying to do and shit. Y'all just stick to one thing. Like, be faithful, my nigga. I'm faithful to you, bitch. It's fucking me up. So I stopped talking to Baltimore girls. Whenever a woman was interested in me, I would just give her a fair chance. She would just fuck my heart spaces up. Now I don't even have sex. I got married. Both my ex-wives went back to their ex-boyfriends and shit. My first ex-wife, she just had an ex-boyfriend, and she just painting a big ass story for you and shit. The Filipina, she had an ex-boyfriend that his feelings and emotions came back, and they, fell back in love for some fucking reason, and they went back together. And he talked to her father and was like, we got to figure out how to get rid of this guy first, type shit, because you the one I really wanted her to be with, type shit. But he hurt her. He broke her heart some kind of way. So now, like, he saw her with me, and it was like, I'm gonna win her back and shit, that type shit. But then it ended up not being worth it, even though it was an emotional movie moment. The movie was over, and then 5 years later, it still wasn't worth it, because once he got her back, he still was treating her like shit, and she ended up marrying another guy and having 2 children and shit. Ain't even stayed with the nigga that she left me for. It's dumb as shit, movie ass shit and shit. Then my second wife, Tanika Jackson, left me for an ex-boyfriend. You had Little Big Joe, and then Big Joe. So the Big Joe is short. Little Big Joe is tall, but he young. And I'm like, you had an ex-boyfriend or so? You got a boyfriend? Somebody left? She's like, no, I don't have no boyfriends or nothing like that. Playing and shit. It's crazy, yo. And then the next door neighbor Sean and shit. It's just like, yo, come on, yo, don't be no jump off and shit. That's how it was. Like, please don't be a jump off, whole fucking jump off and shit. It's mad. When I first met my Tanika Jackson, my wife, my second wife, I met her. I was talking to her mother first, and my intentions was to meet her whole family. I wanted to meet her mother, father, everybody before we actually went into the courtship. So I met her whole family, her mother, her father, her stepfather, her mother's ex-husband, which was an old stepfather from Chicago. both the grandmothers, the cousins, the blood cousin that I didn't know was a blood. I didn't really care if they was Crip and blood shit. I just saw a decent guy and shit, you know. But cousins, I saw, the Caucasian side of her family, aunties and stuff like that. The ex-military uncle. I met her family, you know, and we got married. We went to the courthouse in Utah, and her mother, her black grandmother, and her two brothers, and Big Joe. Big Joe was there. Big Joe and her stepfather and her mother's ex-husband. So the husband, the new husband, and the ex-husband, her mother, her two brothers, Brooklyn, her little sister Brooklyn, and her grandmother, her black grandmother, was there. Strange, because her grandmother tried to give me a kiss on the cheeks before we went in there. Like, and I'm like, yo, y'all got secret ass feelings and emotions and shit going on. Like, her grandma was feeling like I should be with her instead of her being with her because she felt like she was too young and shit. But nobody was saying shit because we were together for the sake of the Torah. We were together for the sake of the commandments of God. We were following God together. So nobody felt like it was bad. We're going with God. So it's a good thing. You know, I didn't do anything out of turn. I didn't pick up off the streets and just like, fuck your parents and shit. Just be with me. I wasn't that guy. So we went and got married, said my marriage vows. I told her, just say your marriage vows anyway. We'll just do the wedding ceremony later. So we go in there, and I say my marriage vows, and the judge was like, it was a woman. She was like, she looked at me and was, after I said my marriage vows, she was like, those was the holiest marriage vows I've ever heard in my life. And I've been doing this for 20-something years. She said she was doing this for a long time, marrying people or whatever. But that's the holiest marriage vows I ever heard. And I'm not exaggerating. That's the whole, she looked at the whole family like, that's beautiful. She felt like it was she was crying and shit. Like, I ain't never heard, because I was genuine out of my heart. Like, why the fuck you gonna get married to somebody and you not all the way real with it? You know, I was really real. I looked my wife in the eyes and I said my marriage vows and how I felt about her. And I, like how I talk, I be detailed about real life stuff. Like, even though now and this, and we don't know what the future may be, but maybe we can hang on together so long as we stay with y'all and this, and I vow to this, and I vow to that, and I just was just talking to her, like how I just feel about her and what I'm promising to do for her, in this marriage. And that judge was like, that's the most beautiful. She crying and shit. What's the most beautiful, like, And I said, till death do we part together into everlasting life. In the name of the Most High Yah, I vow this vow to you. She was like, what the fuck? Till death do we part together into everlasting life? Niggas never said that before. How the fuck this nigga crazy and shit? She start tripping and shit. Cause I was like, damn, that's real. You could tell I was real. My wife, she look over in the distance and shit to her little brother or whatever, probably, look, that brother issues and shit. She had looking at her, she gonna look over to her brother and shit. I'm like, why you looking at your little brother and shit? Like, oh shit, I shouldn't have did this. Like, I'm second guessing and shit. Like, she really didn't love me or something like that. And she was second guessing. I'm like, but the judge was like, so you have anything to say? And I'm like, yeah, just say your vows. Like I said, just say your marriage vows anyway. I'm not expecting her vows to be elite like mine and shit, or top notch like mine. I'm looking for her to at least take the initiative to come out of her heart to say anything, And even if she's stuttering, I'm at least looking at the fact that she's trying to come out of her swoggy with it. She ain't even come out her swoggy with it. She didn't say anything. She just staring into the nothingness, like, looked at the judge. The judge is like, oh, fuck no. Do you like you ain't like, do you want to say? She was like, no. She said, she looked at her like she had that fuck no energy, like, fuck out of here. Do you lawfully take this man to be your husband? She was like, I do. She was like, do you lawfully? She made her say something. So she was like, all right, now you two, from sickness and health and better, she forced her into it. Because you ain't going to play, she was like, you ain't going to play him like that. The way he said them wedding vows, he really loved you and shit. You in here playing and shit. Looking at your brother and shit, incestuous ass. And so she forced her to say the marriage vows. And, I was like, man, maybe she just like had cold feet or something like that. So I'm with like just talk to her later. Like, what happened? You good? Well, just don't worry about it. So I said, don't worry about it now. Just take your time. When you're ready to say your marriage vows, just say we can just say our marriage vows later and stuff. You can say your marriage vows to me later. Don't worry about it too much now. You know, we got the marriage. I was real easy on her or whatever. Even though I knew she froze, you know, and I knew that her heart was. I could tell that she was like looking like she was having a change of heart in that spare moment. I still overlooked it and was like, I'm gonna give her a fair chance. This is still part of the fair chance process. That maybe she may come around. And was like, man, I didn't know what I was thinking. I just had to warm up to you some more type shit. You know, but it wasn't that. She was playing a game with me and like, oh, I was just catfishing you. I was just gaslighting you type shit. All this new ass modern day age shit. Gaslighting and catfishing. Niggas never said that shit back when I was coming up. Niggas never did that to each other. I blame text messages on phones. That gaslighting and catfishing shit started with text messages and shit. Being able to the first time you ever felt comfortable lying to somebody about you ain't want to be somewhere or whatever, or you said you was gonna be somewhere and they said, hey man, what happened? And you lied to them and shit, made it seem like you was telling the truth. That the first text messages on flip phones was the first time that gaslighting, catfish and shit started becoming a thing. Niggas started becoming evil as shit, feeling comfortable as shit, lying to people about I'll meet you tomorrow and shit, but really don't mean that shit. So when tomorrow come, oh my bad, yo, something came up. And then turn over and shit and go back to sleep and shit. All right, y'all, niggas really genuinely thinking you telling the truth and shit, and you really just like got something to do. I blame text messages, yo. Enable people to lie to niggas without actually like being in their face and talking to them. That was the beginning stages of impersonal communication. The beginning stages of people not talking to people face to face. Niggas just wanting to spy on each other. Back then, you had to talk to people face to face in order to get anything done. So relationships were more genuine, more real. Friendships were more genuine, more real. You could not even say you knew somebody or knew what somebody was doing unless you knew them in person. You could never say you knew somebody unless, oh yeah, you knew somebody. Well, y'all meet. Yeah, we met. So we talked and chopped. We talked about this, talked about that. But now it'd be like, yeah, we know so and so. Like, yeah, well, how you know? I'm a content creator and shit. That's how you know him? Content creator? Like, yeah, I'm a content creator and shit. So I know him and shit. Like, man, he's a spy and shit. That's how it be, but back then was different, man. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying that's how it used to be. So anyway, man, I'm off topic. Off topic like crazy, man. I'm just rambling for real, so you can know my energy. And I'm just talking to energy, so I'm all over the place. But if I was just talking to you in your face, it would be a more professional conversation, a more orderly conversation, because I'm not all over the place. Because you know, I'm talking. It's a you talking and I'm talking thing. So I wouldn't be all over the place sounding stupid. I'm just venting and letting you know how I'm feeling. Plus, I got pain in my heart compartments and stuff. So I be talking, and then the pain activates in my heart compartments, and I start going off and stuff, and I gotta put the fires out and stuff. It'd be crazy, man, with the pain. Trying to talk about stuff with pain in your heart be crazy, because you be going all over the place, be back road and all kind of stuff, talking for thousands of hours and so yeah, man. This is a way that you go about marriage, about courtship, and that's how it happened with my ex-wife. I met her family first, man, and her family accepted me. That's why I felt comfortable moving forward with the courtship process. You know, because her family accepted me. You never talk to a woman or go into a woman's life without permission of the family to be with her. So all of this shit where niggas be thinking I be having sex with girls and shit, or thinking I'm fucking, I don't see how y'all could be thinking that. Like, you don't know how I think about relationships and shit like that. Like, if I want to be with somebody, I'm gonna make sure the whole family know who I am and accept me first. I really mean that. That is the way of the Torah. That is the way of a holy man. You can't just be fucking girls and shit. If I was that guy that was like met a girl and she was a special case. She's an ex-porn star trying to change her life. Whatever the fuck special case story it is, she had a fucked up background. And I can make her my concubine because she's not a virgin, so she's a concubine. And we have an agreement. And then that could be the only time I can see myself bypassing family for right now. because how we met, and it could have been a special case woman. But if you talk about a woman that's a virgin and she's still a father and mother house and stuff like that, and you trying to court her and try to marry her, you got to go through the process. Go to her family, talk to them, the dowry, the virgin. You got to discuss the dowry of virginity. You got to talk about all of that stuff, the token, all that, the consummation, this, that. You got to introduce yourself to the father, got to get to know you, get into the nitty gritty and stuff like that. Got to be able to talk about any topic with the mother, the father, the brothers and sisters. They got to be able to talk to you about anything and feel comfortable with you. You know, like he's just a good guy. Even if they don't agree with everything, they still can see that you're a good enough guy to be with and stuff like that. You can't just be popping up in somebody's life like, yeah, I'm just going, yeah, we going let's be together. Nah. But you got to start somewhere to let somebody know that you're at least interested. And that's what I be doing. Letting people know I be interested. So that if you're interested too, we can take it the next step. And that's getting to know the family, getting to know us or whatever. My family and your family getting to know each other and stuff like that. That's how you do it. So yeah, yo, don't expect me to be just randomly fucking girls and shit like that. Like y'all be thinking. I just be trying to help women out here loose as shit. Because who else is going to help them? That's how it be. So please don't mistake me, man. I don't give a fuck about your physical shit. All that, oh, my breasts and my butt. I don't care about all that. Just be easy. Just be soft. Just be passionate. You know what I'm saying? A baby gonna come out that motherfucker anyway one day, so stop, tripping. Baby gonna be way bigger than a dick. It's just the thing about loving your wife, caring about her body, caring about her well-being, caring about her aspirations and what her dreams are. And if those dreams and aspirations that she have can accommodate your plan, your life plan. And that's what the woman should be looking for. Like, how can I be a part of this man's agenda and this man's plan in his life? You're there for the man. So even if you have aspirations and dreams and goals, it has to accommodate his plans for the family. Otherwise, don't follow the man. Don't marry the man if you can't see yourself following his life plan. Simple as that. Because Eve was made for Adam, to help Adam. And so you must follow the same blueprint. You must follow the same blueprint in order to maintain, peace in the family, order and peace in the family. If the wife want to do what she want to do and the husband want to do what he want to do, nobody's following. There's no head of the house. It's going to always be a clash. She's going to always want to leave him so she can do what she want to do. But that's why you always have to put it down. Like, look, you got to follow me. And if you can see yourself following me, everything that you plan to do in your life would accommodate my family plan. And then my family plan just becomes our family plan. It's that, man. It's just that you got to make sure you got a decent guy or a good guy. Like, what is your family plan? And tell me what your family plans are, and what do you plan to do, and what is your goal, and what are you trying to do in life and stuff like that. And when you tell people that, oh, I can see that being something anybody could be, and then I could be a part of that. So everything that she dreamed to do in her life, like going to college and this, that, and the third, it already accommodates the family plan, this man's family plan. So it's compatible, moral compatibility, just regular old life compatibility, all that, man. Physical attraction, I do not care. Please stop asking me. My butt too small. I ain't got no cheeks and shit. I don't give a fuck about that, man. That's just your issue. You insecure about your cheeks. I don't give a fuck about if you insecure about your cheeks. I just love you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything that come out your heart compartments, I love. Every time you start talking, I'm loving you and shit. You're real soft and humble and sweet. You're really careful and stuff. You're not really trying to be aggressive and shit. You heal in my heart spaces and shit. Every time you talk and stuff. So that's what I'm focused on. I can lay back and you can start, start saying anything. Say something, sing something, and then you start, defragging my heart spaces and shit. I feel like I'm a computer. Start defrag. I hit the defrag on my shit and start defragging my heart compartments and shit. I got fragments in my heart just all over the place. You got to frag my shit back up or defrag my shit. It's just like that's how I'm feeling, man. It's just like I feel shattered. So you put me back together. Just, So that's how, I don't know, man. I want what I'm like, when you're talking about a woman. I want in a woman what I am. So I'm not asking for anything more than what I am or less than what I am. The type of man that I am is the type of woman that I expect or what I'm looking for. And it's not physical attraction or physical appearance. It's not what I'm looking for. You know, people grow old. It's the moral compatibility, the conditions that we're setting for each other. Are they proper conditions? Can these conditions be met? You know, silent expectations. The silent expectation is that we're gonna love each other. So I silently expect you to love me. But do you know what love is and things like that? So these are the things, the conditions, like what is love to you and what is love to me, and let's talk about it, and let's see if that's compatible with each other. Or that's, you know, or is that a condition? Well, all these different things we looking at. Is that something that we're compatible on? And can we, or if we can get into like compatibility on that thing. Like I said, you asked me what love is. I said 1 John 5:3. My love to me is what love to God is. 1 John 5:3. To keep his commandments. Guard, protect, and do his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. Otherwise, they are grievous if I'm breaking his commandments. So if I'm a liar, yeah, it's going to be grievous to stop lying. So yeah, it's not grievous to me to keep his commandments. And that's love to me. What's love to you? Well, I really didn't know, but since you said it, that's love to me too and stuff. You know, and then that we can grow and stuff, like growing and blossoming and, you know, growing together. That's part of growing together, not knowing stuff and learning stuff as you go and agreeing to the things that you're learning together on a moral level, you know, like love and commandments and this and things about the Most High and the name of the Savior, the name of the Most High Father, you know, the Hebrew and this language, and learning as you go and start, you know, different things like that. You're not knowing everything, but as you're growing, you know, trying to say, man, that's part of marriage too. You're just not leaving each other because you're not seeing eye to eye. It's the thing about learning that thing and seeing eye to eye while you're learning that thing. You know, you're growing together. But all of that, man, I can go on and on and on and on. But I don't want to stop. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. Please let me stop. I'd rather talk in person to people instead of just rambling all over the place, not really hitting the mark of whatever it is that you're concerned about. Because I can talk about anything, any kind of way. You know, I can answer a lot of concerns and a lot of questions. It's just that I'm not knowing what the concerns and questions really are. But the main thing was only that women were insecure about their bodies and feeling some kind of way about men loving women or whatever. And my ex-wife feeling some kind of way about the bubble butt thing. This is it. My fault. So the bubble butt thing with my ex-wife, Jenny Rose Panner. When I was with her, they had like videoke or whatever, right? Her father bought a videoke or got a videoke, rented one, whatever. And so they used to sing songs, all of the Filipino songs, Kahit Sandali, this, that, and the third, all that. Paki, Big Moon, Sana. I used to love the songs and shit. Anyway, I used to sing Unforgettable by Nat King Cole. Unforgettable. I used to sing that. That's what you are. That's why, darling, it's incredible. I used to sing that all the time on the videoke. And then one day they had came up with the bubble butt thing. And I don't know who cut the bubble butt thing on, but somebody cut the bubble butt song on. And they start like all of them, like she was trying to set me up or something. And this is like her saying that the shit that come out my ass is bigger than your dick, trying to say my dick small. So her telling me my dick small is like me liking girls with a flubbly butt and saying that she don't got a butt or something like that. But my mind is not thinking anything like that. You know, like, why would you want to be with me? Like, maybe she's thinking, why you want to be with me instead of be with a woman like that? But the whole fucking time, I'm like, how could you feel like that when I told you I ain't want to be with you? 8 times I don't want to be with you, I told you. So how could you feel like I wanted to be with you and shit? And you trying to make it about flubbly, juggly cheeks and shit. It's like you set tripping and shit. You found out I like the color blue. You thought I was cripping and shit. So you start set tripping because you like red and shit. And you a blood. That's how you start acting after a while about the bubble butt stuff. So they put the bubble butt song on. Her brothers are dancing to the bubble butt song. Bubble butt, whatever. And I'm like mad. I got up and walked away. Now she's not knowing how men feel about our women being exploited like that. She think like that's what we want. But my question is, why the fuck is y'all even seeing it in the Philippines? Like, who the fuck decided in the industry that this should be a song and that this woman should be naked twerking on a song and that y'all should be seeing this shit? Because I don't listen to this kind of music. I don't watch these kind of videos. I don't condone this. So who told y'all this is what we liking shit. You just see the shit, so you emotional just from seeing it. These American black bitches need to stop twerking in my man face when you're not looking at the people that run the industry. Tell these niggas stop exploiting our women, exposing our women, making us get, we're slaves. Stop treating us like shit. We're slaves. We have no choice. In order to eat and survive, they make us do any fucking thing. You come to America thinking it's not that, but it is that. They just don't tell you that. Make you think we got freedom. Then you start saying some dumb shit like we want to deport these black people. And then you start realizing that we can't be deported and shit. So you realize we're slaves. You got to really do shit like that. Deport these black people. Like, you got to be able to deport me if I don't belong here. Meaning, if I can be deported, I'm not a slave. Meaning, all me and all my people, if we can be deported, I'm not a slave. If I can't be deported, it means I'm a slave. You just not believing that. So now you got to play tricks and shit to realize for yourself, like, hold on, I've been here 30 years in America. I never knew these black people were slaves. I'm not knowing that they making them do that shit on the music videos, the girls twerking and shit like that. You got a man with a good head on his shoulders. He want to rap about some wholesome stuff. They want to make the world think that we are evil ass, disrespectful people. So they make them like, in order for you to stay famous, you got to do, derogatory ass music. So they get a guy like YG Tech. He's short, right? He ain't got time for big ass butt girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got time for that shit. You can tell he ain't got time for that shit. But they making him do that shit anyway. And he like, all you gotta do is say yes. All you gotta do is say yes to whatever the fuck they want you to do, and you can stay famous and shit. But if you say no, then you gonna be a homeless ass bum on the ground like me with a lot of talent and shit. They don't want you in there making your people look like wholesome people, because people then gonna do business with you. They're gonna want to do movies with you and shows with you. That's how it was with Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got so independent that we didn't need the Caucasian man anymore. We started trading with other nations like China and stuff like that. We started doing trades with them, having shipments come into our city without America, without the Caucasian man. So then they dropped bombs on us. Then they made the song, "You dropped the bomb on me, baby." That song came from them bombing us in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because we was independent. So they killed our asses because we didn't need the Caucasian man. So in order for them to stop us from being free and independent, they keep forcing us to basically do what they tell them to do and promote an evil image about ourselves. So now you're saying stupid shit like Bubble Butt in the fucking Philippines when she don't want that. You can tell on her face that's not what she want and shit. She don't want the bubble butt life. It's those random ass white girls that you see that's looking like trying to stay in the middle of the shit, trying to twerk and shit. They trying to be like her. It's them making her do it. She the one that don't want to do it. She the superhero girl coming in to teach everybody how to shake their ass and shit, because everybody jealous of her because she naturally just got a big butt. She didn't ask for that. It's just naturally like that. Who the fuck are you to get jealous of her and shit? Y'all dumbasses don't know she a slave and shit. So y'all want to be doing some fucking hip dances and shit, trying to compete and contend, and y'all free as shit. You can tell the difference that you just trying to fight back and don't know what the fuck you fighting for. She's the one that's just crying and shit. I don't want to be like this. I want to have a husband. I want to be something better than this. But because I'm a slave, I can and shit. You know what I'm saying? And now you're using it as an excuse to be having sex with the black men and shit. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to get even. So no, I never condoned this shit. I never supported this shit. I never said it was cool. I never told you that she thought it was cool. I'm telling my wife at that time, Jenny Rose, that this is not something I want to see. I hate looking at that shit. You know, I had fuss with her when I walked away first and she followed behind me and she was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't like that. Like, I hate when people keep making my people look bad like that. Like, I don't imagine me wanting to marry her, but she in a video like that. They forcing my women to, be in a video like that, twerking and exposing her. What if she was my wife and shit like that? And they took her from me. And now she twerking in the music video. Everybody see my wife naked twerking and shit. You know what I'm saying? They make us do shit like that. So I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see my people like that. So for you to see that shit, you know what I'm saying? What is that? You know what I'm saying? And y'all feeling emotions and shit. You jealous and shit because your men like the way she look. Making you jealous and shit. Now you want to be fighting me. So it's leaving bad stains, making you feel like we your enemy and shit. Because you don't know what the fuck going on in America because you never been to America before. So now you feel like you got to fight black girls and shit. No. It just was fucking me up. And I had to tell her that. She probably forgot because it was 2014 when it was 2014 when I told her that. So she probably forgot, but come on, yo, 10 years ago. So it's like you definitely forgot that I told you that. I hated that shit. I got up and walked away. You could tell I didn't like it. Fuck, I look like looking. Even if I wasn't married, I hate looking at it. So the thing about it is, you looking at us like that's what we want to see. It's for black people. No, it's not for us. When black men see girls twerking in the videos and on the clubs, all that shit, we hate the shit. We just understand that she's trying to survive, so we support her. We don't abandon her. We'll throw some money out there. We don't leave our woman, you know, because she don't want us to leave her, because she don't want to do the shit. We don't want to do the shit. It was like we're crying together and shit, but it looked funny because it's a music video. But we don't want that for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like that. It's crazy, yo. So it's just funny. You looking at it like, is that what I want, or why did I? You know what I'm saying? That's what you looking at. Like, that don't turn you on? No, it don't turn me on. It never turned me on. It's hurting me because those are my people and shit. Getting fucked up like that. You know? Then I walked away because she just wasn't believe me or wasn't feeling me or something. She also don't know the difference between African people and Hebrew people. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't know the difference between a Korean person and a Chinese person. Like, some people just don't know the difference and shit. Because you don't be around them. So she didn't know the difference between African people and me. So she kept thinking I'm supposed to go to Africa and shit. Like, what the fuck is you thinking and shit? Like, girl, you don't know nothing about nothing. You just emotional. Like, you're not asking questions about the emotions you feeling. You just feeling emotions. Like, you feel like I'm African. You didn't really ask me the question if I'm actually African. As well as Roberto Fortu, feeling like I'm African. He's not really asking questions. He's just feeling emotions, reading books and shit. Not really asking questions about what happened to our people specifically. Like how we actually got to America and stuff like that. And what happened in slavery. Information that he don't got that's blocked to him. That we lived through. You know what I'm saying? The Indians, the native Indians, how we got there. This, that, and the third. Now, you know, like how come you're native Indian but you got curly hair and shit? Bitch, if you listen or ask the fucking question, I can fucking tell you, bitch. We survived, motherfucker. These niggas came the fuck over here shooting us down. We about to get fucking slaughtered. How the fuck we gonna survive? Fuck it. Mix with the black people over there. We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful because we gotta see. Do y'all know the commandments and shit? Yeah, we follow Moses. We follow Moses. All right, we gonna mix with the black people that come over here following Moses so we don't mix with the Africans. But it was so happened, ain't none of them niggas African and shit. They just was in Africa. So they got similar features. They're the Hebrews. Because they keep the commandments. That's how they got over here. They found out these niggas was keeping the commandments, keeping the Torah, and they caught their ass and dragged them over here. Betrayed by the Africans that don't keep the commandments. So they over here. So we mixed with them, you know, made covenants with them, and intermarried. So our straight hair, dark brown, native Indian asses ended up having curly ass hair. And we was surviving, fighting back. So stop thinking dumb shit. That's on the East Coast, on the West Coast, whatever the fuck y'all niggas doing. Looking all pale and shit. You know, mixing with the enemy and shit. Fuck that. Mixing with the enemy so now you act like that nigga. You think like that nigga. You racist like that nigga. We mix with the Hebrews. It's better to mix with a nigga that don't want to be here. That didn't ask to be here. That got dragged the fuck over here. This nigga gonna definitely fight to go home, right? And I'm gonna fight for my home. So what we did is like, you know what? Since you want to go home but can't go home, this can be your home now. Let's make a blood pact. Make a blood pact. This is your home now. So now we fight together for our home and shit. That shit was with blood, sweat, and fucking tears, my nigga. With extreme aggression, murderous aggression, we was making that pact. Niggas wasn't fucking happy-go-lucky and shit. So what the fuck y'all thinking and shit? There would be no Cherokee Indians if niggas did not mix breed with the Hebrews. We were specific to make sure it was Hebrews. By keeping the commandments. Not no fucking Africans, nigga. Y'all fucking West Coast ass niggas be dumb as shit to history. New ass niggas popping up in here and shit. Thinking they gonna run some shit. Don't know what the fuck happened here. Picking flowers in the fucking battlefield and shit like that. It's like they put fucking test dummies in the middle of the field. You shooting at the fucking scarecrows and shit. Don't know that these motherfuckers are scarecrows. And you're like, why the fuck these niggas ain't falling and shit? We over here in the forest like laughing at y'all. Like these niggas do not know that's a scarecrow and shit. The Caucasian enemy over there in the other side of the forest, like these niggas do not know that's a scarecrow. Y'all, we watching y'all asses shoot dummies and shit. Don't know who the fucking end. Don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all just in America thinking y'all gonna run some shit. They just letting you do business and shit. Watching y'all asses be stupid. Still looking out for the enemy and shit. You know, like y'all dumb as shit. Like y'all still ain't realizing y'all shooting scarecrows and shit. Stupid, yo. While we still gotta hide in the forest, looking out for those niggas if they want to cross the line and shit. Got weapons drawn and shit. Y'all in the battlefield. We from South America's Mexico and shit. Like, we know y'all not from this side, nigga, because y'all act so fucking different to the issues we got here. Y'all act like y'all don't know what the issue is here. That's how we know you not from the north side. Native Indians and Caucasian motherfuckers know y'all not from this side. So you can't fake us out. You can't fake the funk with us, my nigga. We know you not from this side because you stupid. You wasn't here when we was getting murdered and shit. Y'all just popping up and shit. Don't know what the fuck going on. Acting like I'm native too. Yeah, you from the south, nigga. Stay in the south if you don't know what's going on in the north. It's crazy. Sitting up here looking like I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to take... Like, nigga, yo, you just fucking crazy. You fucking me up trying to get me to jump out the forest and shit and expose myself and my people and shit. I'm still not exposing myself, so I'm letting you fuck me up and shit. They like, yo, if these niggas don't get the fuck away from this man, you about to fuck us up. Caucasian man, like, yeah, keep hitting them, man. Keep hitting them and shit. So we can jump out the forest, hitting your own native brothers and shit. Don't even know they're your own native brothers and shit. Why? Because you had back in history, you had problems with us and shit. They had problems with us in the past, wanting to take parts of the north. So they still rode up here on that fucking history. Not realizing that the colonizer is running the whole shit now. And we trying to get our shit back. You think you just gonna take the shit from us and them. It's crazy, yo. Fucking niggas up, hating Japanese people, don't even know why people here and shit. My nigga, people here because we accepted niggas in here to help us. Y'all just popping up late as shit after nothing going on. Niggas just making money and shit. Niggas was dying at first. You driving on roads with our native people bones and shit under it. Acting like shit ain't happened here. You just collecting money and shit. It's crazy to me. Like, what the fuck y'all agenda really is? You asking niggas why they here. We asking you why the fuck you here. Native Indians ain't speak Spanish, nigga. We spoke our own native language. Our Indian language. We spoke our own language. We didn't speak Spanish. Y'all niggas spoke Spanish. So you even speaking Spanish on this side does also lets us know you not from this side. Stop acting like we stupid and shit. Like, y'all be like, you just not trying to say too much shit. Cause you trying to, we're gonna pop out the forest. This is gonna start shooting us down with guns and shit. We still at war with these niggas. Fuck is y'all doing? Just built a big ass city around every fucking thing. Bunch of random ass people walking around just trying to live life and doing random ass shit. Asians, this people, and regular normal ass Indian. How the fuck you gonna bring regular Indians over here for? Them niggas like that's supposed to get us out of here and shit. Like, don't nobody know what's going on for real except native Indians from the north side. If you on the north side of Americas, as you call it, Americas, only people know what's going on is the native Indians and the Caucasian people. Everybody else stupid as shit. I say something to a Spanish person like, what about Victorio and shit? Oh, right, Victorio. Nigga, like, who the fuck is Victorio and shit? Get the fuck out of here. You ain't no Mexican. You ain't no real Spanish person. You just speaking Spanish, nigga. If you don't know who Victorio is, fuck out my face, nigga. You ain't real. Just some random ass nigga trying to pull cars and shit. Racist ass nigga and shit. If you knew who Victorio was, nigga, you would stop looking at my brown ass. Victoria was the brownest fucking native you ever seen. Apache warrior, Apache chief and shit. One of the brownest niggas you ever seen with straight hair and shit. Fighting the shit out of these colonizers and shit. Your Caucasian ass want to act dumb and shit. Who's Victorio and shit? Bitch, Zorro level niggas and shit. Like Zorro, you know Zorro? Black and white, Turner Classic movie Zorro, nigga. Put the Z in your chest. How the fuck you don't know who Zorro is? Fuck, like, y'all niggas is phony. Like, that's how I be feeling, y'all. Young ass new niggas popping up. Acting like you trying to run some shit. Take some shit from... Acting like I don't belong here and shit. You gonna deport, man? Shut the fuck up. That shit is a joke to us. It's funny to us. Niggas on food stamps can't get deported. That's the joke. You can't deport a nigga on food stamps. It's automatically known, oh, if a nigga's on food stamps, can't get deported. It's crazy. He's from the North Americas. It's crazy. It's crazy, yo. 500 years, yo. Y'all niggas still dumb as shit. Y'all been here for like about the last 40 years of the 500. So y'all here when shit just smoothed over. Niggas done already died and shit. Niggas was not here helping us when niggas was dying. So we don't respect y'all. You can't pop up after we done died already, nigga. Talking about I'm gonna tow your truck and shit. Man, fuck you, my nigga. Fuck you. That's how I be, yo. You can't pop up after niggas died already. I got a bunch of nosy ass niggas and shit. So you can't pop up after niggas died already and get mad at us and Cherokee Native Indians for mixed breeding with the Hebrews. You can't get mad at us for doing that. It's the only way out for us. It's the only way out for us. The best choice to make. The rest of y'all mixed with the Caucasian man. It wasn't that great of a choice because it's the enemy, the colonizer you mix with. So it's hard to identify. You got to really prove that to us. So it's better. It's easy. It make more sense for us to feel like you got to prove some shit to us than for us to prove some shit to you because we mix with the Hebrews. Yeah, Africans over here now, so you feeling like we got to prove some shit now because Africans here. Because that's the colonizer knew that they mixed with the Native Indians, so they want to pull a card by letting Africans come over here. So now you can look at us like, well, you got to prove some shit to me because you could be African and shit. Like, man, they know what they doing, my nigga. You just dumb. We know what they doing. These new ass niggas not from here. We don't know why the fuck Africans over here on some Wakanda shit. Wakanda what, nigga? Wakanda? You know, we too intermixed for you to be feeling like we're going to go back to Africa, my nigga. All of us mostly are Native Indian and African. Oh, sorry, Native Indian and Hebrew, not African. Y'all the Africans coming over here. The niggas that betrayed us and sent us over here on slave ships. You want to pop up later now that shit built up. We got nice cities and homes. Look, y'all, it's real built up real nice around here, man. Y'all did a nice job around here. Now you want to come and take some shit. That's y'all niggas wanting to pop up later, wanting to take something from a nigga. But when we came over here on slavery, you like, shit, ain't shit over there anyway. Take them niggas. Built this whole shit. Oh, shit, these niggas built this shit up. Let's take this shit now. That's how you feeling. Let's take it now. We watched some commercials. We was watching commercials and saw the commercials of America is beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. The commercials, my nigga. Got y'all with the commercials and shit. That's how y'all acting. Commercial ass niggas popped up in America off some commercials. Crazy, yo. Anyway, man. Fuck your parents physically. It's all about the moral compatibility. And it's all about knowing the family. Alright? The family accepting you and respecting you. So with that said, shalom, man.